So, when last we left our heroes here, we had headed out to the Erin Tower, to the ancient location of the Aeon Orb that, according to... I don't know if it's still mythology. There's kind of a hard line between history and mythology in Pathfinder, because there are gods and they do things. But according to whichever strikes your fancy, these towers and their orbs are what Erodin used originally to raise this entire island from the sea and seed it with life. And upon its doorstep, where at the top the head of the druids believes the orb itself may be failing, we were ambushed by a couple of gargoyles. They were not particularly friendly. They were very upset. And they have left us here at the entrance to the Erin Tower, some distance above the ground, up on like a 40-foot ledge on the side of the tower itself. Fairly injured, but still all alive and together. The party must have land.
How are we supposed to like kill those in the future? It didn't seem like anything was super good against them. Do we just like run and hide kind of thing, or?
Magic was working.
And just learn some magic.
I'll run and hide, and you guys can do the magic stuff.
No, you gotta take the hits for us.
But I can't do any magic.
No, that's why you take the hits, and we do the magic.
And based on his appearance right now, Lizardman has absolutely been taking the hits. He is quite
Yeah,
injured.
he's been doing his job. I'm not faulting the great sacrifice he's been making. I'm just saying it needs to be continuous.
Great sacrifice.
Does anyone have a backup shield? I seem to have broken mine.
I think the gargoyle broke yours.
It, you know,
Let me see, actually. I may... No, I actually did not bring one.
Pretty sure
I
your
was thinking
current
about
shield
it,
is just a
but I
barrel
forgot.
lid. Oh no, you have one of the Gosburn shields. You have one of the ones from the
Yeah.
Hermitage that you picked up. You had the barrel
Yep.
lid. That also got destroyed.
is it? I'm sure it's the
We just-
same thing that I already had. It's just a wooden shield, normal.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. All right. Well, this will go nicely.
Did you have an extra one? I thought he said he didn't have an extra one.
Oh,
I did not have an extra one, but I did pick up one of the ones from the Gosford, but that's the one I'm using.
No.
This is my
Uh,
shield. It's taped to my arm, so it's mine.
I used the shield.
the Stormlord will protect me. It's fine.
I don't use a shield and I'm perfectly okay.
So I can treat some wounds now. We look a little battered. We have 10 minutes.
Yeah, let me go walk over next to this wall, so I'm not right on the edge of this cliff in case that guy comes back and decides to, like, push us off.
The one gargoyle you had slain, and he still lays down at the bottom of the steep ramp leading up to here. The other one had flown off after his brother fell, deciding it was not so much worth the effort anymore.
Smart man.
So, settling down in the corner here, Arabis, you and Selwyn both took some hits from the one gargoyle, and Lizardman was torn up pretty badly by the one up top. You can only treat two of you at once.
Yeah. I will treat them, Selwyn and the lizard. And I'm going to go with...
So selfless.
Here's an interesting question. Can I guidance myself on that? Because it's just like, you know, it's a... I don't know if that's kind of
as it is
rule-breaking.
just a cantrip, I would say I don't see why not, but guidance only lasts one round, and the medicine action is a 10-minute
That's fair.
activity. So
Thought I'd ask. So I could
that
probably
just
do it
doesn't-
with like a battle medicine though, like
you
in
could
combat.
guidance a battle medicine, absolutely.
Okay,
But you couldn't guidance a 10-minute activity. That's the way I'm ruling it.
that's perfectly fine. I thought I'd ask. All right, well then let's go with I'm gonna go with expert treatment here. They look pretty bad.
Gargoyles did a decent number on them.
Yep.
Off to a
Wait, almost a critical
that is a
success.
29.
So
Almost.
as you treat the pair of them here, you feel, whether it is just some good fortune or whether it is that you are really starting to get particularly good at this, it's almost becoming second nature. You fought something crazy, these stone flying monsters with jagged talons gouging through Lizardman's scales, and he's not exactly a human patient, but still, it's almost becoming easy. That is actually going to critically succeed.
Wow.
You are going to restore 4d8 plus 10 health to both Selwyn and Lizardman.
I have a very peculiar bug.
Bug?
Yeah, I can see the entire map.
Refresh. That's
Yeah,
because your, whatever it is that runs the dynamic lighting crashed.
Oh, right.
You guys get 29 HP.
Well, I'm very, very
Yeah,
full.
I'll just add that to yours while you're reloading. That's easily,
Yeah.
it's going to be more than enough to help Selwyn. And Lizardman is going to be looking near pristine as well. Again, this is becoming near second nature to you. You have come a long way in not a long amount of time these past few weeks.
Lots of practice.
Yes.
with
Lots
your-
of practice.
With your 10 minutes out here, this location up on the platform on the side entrance to the tower, the Aaron Tower, does give you a pretty commanding view of the area around the tower itself, at least the western approach. So, were anything to be approaching, were any more of these trogs or any more hunting parties or even the gargoyle to come back around, you'd have a pretty clear view of them before they approached. Similarly, the sun setting down towards the west is shining near directly down the staircase next to you. So if anything were to come up as well, you would have plenty of advance notice. And during the whole time Arbus is tending to Selwyn and Lizardman, you don't see any signs of anything approaching from outside or from down within. The gargoyle doesn't return, and nobody else seems to come to investigate.
Well, we could spend another 10 minutes if you wanted to get it healed up.
I think as long as we're safe, we probably should get everyone topped off, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I will plop down on the ground and start messing with myself.
Oh,
not like that.
oh.
Give me another one there, Shemu expert again, or... It's always the hardest choice. You gotta play the
Yeah,
how lucky do I
expert.
feel game every time you sit down to heal.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah,
27.
27 will pretty easily succeed. 2d8 plus 10 health back. I do like it just adds more flat as you go to higher
Yeah.
tiers.
Yeah, which
And
is
I-
cool.
So
Yeah,
you can
it's
never
also-
have the cure critical wounds 1-1, 1-2, 1-1 situation and it does nothing.
It's also nice that upgrading to expert is on average a much better deal than
Yes,
just critically
substantially
succeeding
better.
one.
It is really nice. I like
The
it. Yeah,
problem
it's
is
substantially better,
failing
even
at
than a
the-
critical successfully trained. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get nothing, which is dangerous.
So with another 10 minutes passing here, probably only a couple hours of sunlight left. All of you are looking about as good condition as you can be here, and still you've heard near nothing. Now the stairs that lead down into the tower itself descend into darkness. The sun, even though it's the right direction, it's out west of the tower, aligned as it could possibly be, only illuminates so much of the staircase. But you can see that though there is a section of pitch darkness, there is a faint flickering light down at the bottom as well. It does appear to be illuminated at the foot of the stairway.
Cool. Well, I guess we get it then.
Sounds about right to me.
So, go ahead and range yourselves on this staircase here, however it is you wish to proceed down.
I'm going back to Aberton.
Sweet. Same. You get killed over in Aberton.
Yeah, that's not always accurate.
How about you,
That's
Selwyn?
true.
Okay.
Thunder did die. I'm still loading. Roll 20 is completely fucked.
Uh-oh.
Can you put me in the middle?
Yeah, but put you kind of vaguely in the middle here, place to make sense. So, as the group of you descend down the stairwell, what are you all doing as you finally enter this tower proper?
I've got my shield up.
Lizard Man's always got his shield up. He's always ready.
Thug's just adjusting his hand wraps, getting ready for whatever's going to be coming up.
Prepare for an ass beating. Arbus?
Oh, yes.
I am keeping a keen eye. I don't trust anything in here.
I too will seek.
And Aura?
Detect magic. We're back to that one.
Yeah. Stealth is not exactly the goal here so much. As you head down these stairs, and it does get darker, a fair few feet of steps enshrouded before what appears to be firelight illuminating the room at the base of the steps. Is anyone going to use any light cantrips or any torches or anything, or gonna rely on what's down there for now?
You know what? If we're doing that, then I'm gonna actually, instead of casting detect magic, I'm gonna cast dancing lights and just sustain it.
Okay. We can do that. You can do that for a while. Sustaining a spell does definitely get fatiguing after a while, but that's after like 10 minutes or so. You can absolutely sustain one for now fairly easily. So let me give you Ye Olden Light Blob. And those had the same light as a torch, right?
Yeah, there's 4 of them, but they're all within 10 feet of each other.
Right. Okay, so let me get the blob, and we'll have it shed some lights. I'll put it right down here below you. This little blue circle of yours.
Yeah.
There's your light emitting device. And I can give you control of it as well. So that you can move that around however you want.
Yeah, because those things are fast.
And if you need more of them, if you want more, let me know. Because I know, again, you do have a set of 4. How you doing, Zinder?
Not great.
What's,
I just won't open.
we just can't open Riddle 20 at all?
I can open up to the point where it's this launch game, and then it just is perpetually loading. Oh, I think I'm in. Yeah, no, I'm in. Sweet.
Hooray! I was going to try switching to another scene, hypothetically, just to see if we can get you to load in. So it's okay. We good?
Yep.
We good?
We just gotta complain about it a little bit.
So as you proceed down the stairs, continuing to the bottom, the sound of nature and life outside falling silent, being replaced by nearly nothing but your own footfalls on the mud brick stone as you continue downward. Towards the bottom, you start to hear some distant echoing cries of something. It doesn't sound like trogs. It sounds like some kind of an animal. And every now and then, the silence is punctuated by something calling out. Not particularly in pain or aggressive, just varied calls. And you're not even sure exactly what the source is, as the sound is distorted so severely by echoing through these stone chambers that by the time it reaches you, it sounds alien. And as you step down, chainmail a-jingling, with Zerg and Lizard Man in their chain and scale armor at the front of the line, you would reach the bottom of the steps to see a chamber open in front of you, with a few more of these trogs, sort of confused, looking over towards the doorway, wondering what the hell metal thing is stomping down the stairs. And the first thing they see come out is Lizard Man, who does not look hideously different from them, but clearly is not one of their number. And after a brief moment of confusion, they are quick to scramble to a defense. I want to need you guys to roll me some initiative here.
Right out the gate.
Yeah, good start.
Not fucking around today, are you, Squid?
No? We going. Now, as you come down to this chamber, it's a fairly open, rectangular room near featureless. But you can see the lights coming from a pair of torches on the northern side, set against the mud brick walls, and a full campfire they seem to have built to your right as you enter the room. In addition to a few of the trogs kind of scattered around, 2 by the fire, 2 on the northern end, you can see they have what appears to be a dinosaur in the corner.
Oh, what now?
This
What?
strange
Must have misheard you.
lizard-like creature looks like it has half a parrot's beak rather than a mouth and some offset plates going down its spine to a long whip-like tail. Now it walks on all fours. It's probably about 4 feet high at the shoulder. It moves almost like a rabbit, surprisingly agile, with tufts of feathers behind its shoulders and on its elbows. And as the warriors reach for their weapons, and this dinosaur sure as hell doesn't recognize you, it, too, seems very eager to join the fray.
I don't think I want this.
A dinosaur that moves like a rabbit's terrifying to me.
Oh,
Well,
probably should be.
dinosaurs are terrifying, period.
Yeah.
That moves like a
true.
rabbit, though. Rabbit's
Maybe.
pretty quick.
So, with the confusion of a lizard man being the first to come through, the Zolgats are very slow to react. They took a brief extra second, not really knowing what the hell was going on. And without commands, the dinosaur as well seems a little bit unsure of what exactly it's supposed to be doing. But it wants to go first between Zerg and Arbus, because it looks like there's a tie up there.
Zerg can go.
All
I
right.
believe how it is then. So, Selwyn, kind of in the middle of the pack here for the first round.
Yeah. Do they see me? Do I see them from where I'm standing?
At this point, as you're all coming down the stairs, the only one they have really seen would be Zerg and Lizardman.
All
Because the
right.
stairs are fairly sharp upwards.
So I don't see them yet?
You would be able to hear scrabbling and shouts in Undercommon, as well as a strange growling noise, but no, you wouldn't actually see them yet.
Okay. Well, what did he say in Undercommon?
That would just be more guttural confusion. One calling out alarm to the north.
Oh. I'll step down the stairs to here. Is this enough to see?
Yeah, down there, I'd say the bottom 10 feet of stairs is where you can see them. So you can see
Yeah.
the 2 by the campfire, surely.
Yep. And
It's kind of hard to represent a staircase that's like 45
Yeah, it
degrees
really
leading
is.
into a room.
That's why. Yeah. And I'll yell out also in Undercommon. No, false alarm. No attack here. And I'll start channeling lightning from my hands and sat these 2.
Not to worry.
Yep.
Just a barbecue.
Nope, nothing wrong. Alrighty, so the Trog, as he's turning. Wow, what if you rolled? Alright, doing it this way. Roll 20 is going to function today, I see.
One of
Trog's
these
going
days.
to get a 24. He's kind of around the corner here
Success.
in a pretty decent distance, whereas the dinosaur, almost animalistic, reacts surprisingly quickly with a 23.
Right, they both succeed, but they still take some shocks. It's not enough to
So
completely. dodge
question,
out of
does
this.
everybody have a physical D20 nearby? Because it looks like it's taking about 45 seconds for a roll command.
No,
to
I
reach
can just
roll
use an
20.
artificial one. I hope you'll trust that I won't lie.
Fair enough. Well, we'll if it becomes a problem, like we'll roll normally for now, and if roll 20 really is going to become a problem, we'll work with it.
Let me roll this. I rolled a 4, so 7 damage and then half for
Well,
free.
did you try rolling it in the thing? First?
I
you try
did,
rolling
and nothing
roll 20?
happened.
Yeah, it's really roll 20 is almost wholly disconnected. So 4 is that half or the?
That is free for half, and then 7 damage total. So
Okay.
they both take free.
So they'll take
That was poorly worded by me.
Yeah, I don't even know what the 4 was. I'm still unclear on why it's in 4. All right.
I roll 4 on the die, so it's plus 3 from my modifier.
Okay. Zerg.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is all going to go tits up, isn't it?
Well, we're starting with roll
No.
20 seeming to be almost completely non-functional today, so yes.
Lesson 13.
Good start, great start. Love this, brilliant. Zerg's gonna run in.
As
And
we
he's-
would expect, nothing less.
He's gonna. Oh, yep. Run straight up to this guy. Leaping punch to the face.
Superman punch.
Running right towards someone's little arc of lightning. And yeah, try and
the
roll
double
melee
down.
attack. See if it goes through. Aha!
Yeah, that works.
Oh,
it
there
works.
did in fact.
That's a 30.
A 30 is going to critically succeed.
I'll get him out.
So
of here.
using the element of surprise, Zerg. Big old running leap. Power drive with the fist down into the skull.
Oh.
With a 10 bludgeoning. Crit is double, right?
Crit's double, yep. So that 10 damage is still a pretty solid hit. For just a naked fist, almost drops this warrior. Struggling to remain standing, you have one action left.
I don't know if we haven't talked about this, and I've just considered this as an option. Is there any way that I could possibly put the fists up in a way to sort of prepare for an oncoming attack? Is that anything that I can do?
There's not in second edition any mechanical native defense, because you're assumed,
Okay.
while this is all fighting, to always be trying to protect yourself. You're not just standing
enough.
there waiting for it. Some classes have things they can do. There are some weapons that have the parry trait that you can use defensively, but not natively.
All right, well then, did I prone this thing, or is he still standing?
He just socked him really hard. He might have been he's too out of it to even realize he's supposed to fall down. He's barely
well then,
still
let's
up.
follow it up with a knee to the face.
Superman punch, knee to the face.
Bam! Bam! Huh?
Let's see it.
With a 12.
With a 12, as he's reeling back from the first punch, Zerg doesn't seem to be able to get his knee up high enough to get this dude's face as he almost falls over backwards. Arabis.
I'm gonna follow Mr. Batsky's lead here, not necessarily charge in because that's not my bag, but I'll definitely harness up a lightning bolt and throw it that direction with an electric arc at the guy he's dueling.
All right, so you have to step down a little bit to be able to see into the chamber next to Selwyn, and just do the same thing she did.
Throw it.
So the Trog that he is boxing is absolutely going to fail with a 17.
Okay, that's wow. Just hits him right in the face. Just lightning coats his face as Zerg's fighting him.
And frying off the flesh around his
Oh, he's
skull,
dead.
he just crinkles down to the ground. The dinosaur, still surprisingly quick and reactive, gonna get a 24.
Okay, so half.
It's a fast dinosaur.
And that's everything I got.
Alrighty, Lizard Man.
So I'm going to march forward, run forward over here, and just sidekick kind of this guy and try and push him into the the fire.
Okay.
And then 28.
28 is going to critically succeed. So you are not only going to push him back into the fire, you are pretty much going to throw him into the corner, where he's going to slam into the wall, take 5 bludgeoning damage just from the impact, and then go ahead and roll me 2d6 fire damage as well.
That is 10.
He's almost dead instantly. He barely even survives that.
And then I am going to march over, and I'm super interested in this dinosaur thing. So besides normal things, I'm going to run over and look at this dinosaur because this is probably the most interesting looking thing on Earth. So I'm going to run over next to Zerg.
You look down at this dinosaur. It opens its mouth. A growl emanating forth, almost not what you would expect from its strange beaked lizard face, as it kind of hops around, dodging these blasts of lightning, just barely singeing it, readying to pounce at you like a cat. Ara.
I want to move down the stairs So I need to measure movement because I can't actually do anything right now. I am barely functioning as it is. Oof. All right. So I'm
Yeah,
actually
roll
just gonna.
20's having some S tier issues today.
That's just me. Sorry.
Oh, fair.
I'm gonna walk right here, and I am going to just see a man on fire and try to add on to
You
it.
need extra fire.
He needs more fire.
Yeah, we're just gonna produce some extra flames on him for 29 to hit.
We'll critically succeed.
10, 25 damage. Yeah, extra.
Yeah, he has 1 health right now. So as you, Lizardman throws it back into the corner and he lands in the fire. Doesn't even have time to react before a second fireball just blasts him.
The fire pit around him just gets really, really hot.
Well, it's now roasting Lizard. So as everyone enters the chamber, you guys surge in, taking down 2 of these immediately. This strange little dinosaur pounces forth onto Lizard Man here, just swinging with both of its front claws. Each of them mounted with pretty long, visibly pointed, sharp talons. And the first claw is going to rake towards you for a 21.
And I'm going to jar my shield up into the way just at the last moment, causing him to just kind of rake across the shield.
And as that talon gets stuck, he swings another one from the side for a 13.
Yeah, and he's lost his purchase.
And with that, he hops a bit away, just making a little bit of distance back from you, pouncing quickly, slashing, and carefully stepping back. This other warrior up in the corner, seeing everyone enter, now realizing as well 2 of his friends have been murdered in the blink of an eye, is going to quickly reach down for his club and step forward to just bring it around, swinging wild towards Zerg. And the club he is very caught off guard by your efficiency. Yeah, that's gonna critically fail, Zerg.
So, after kneeing this guy and looking over and seeing this flailing club flying towards Zerg, using the momentum of the knee kick, he's just gonna kind of fling out of the way. And do I cause damage on a crit fail?
No, you're just gonna tell me what cool stuff you do to him. At the moment, you don't have any cool stuff you can take advantage of a critical failure.
Okay.
There are some stuff that can.
Can I trip him over as he runs towards me?
You don't have a reaction or anything to do that. You can go
Damn it!
for
All
it.
right, fine. I'll just dodge out of the way. And...
Yeah, as you go down to try to trip him down, he stumbles over that and swings at you wide with his other hand, just open, trying to bat at you with his claws.
Dirty bastard!
And he's gonna get an 18 on that swing.
No bueno. Slap that hand out of the way. Get out of here! What you doing?
This other warrior, a little distressed, having seen his friend just get freaking tossed into a fire immediately. He's pretty concerned. With a brief moment of fear here, he grabs his club and rushes forward as well into the fray, seemingly enraged after the lizard who just bodied his friend into a fire pit. While you're looking at the dinosaur, he tries to just crack you on the back of the head with his club for a 15.
And he's just too intimidated by my, prowess. He just can't get a hit in.
He falters. So as everyone kind of moves into the room here and this battle begins, even on the stairs you start to smell little bits of that odor that you'd smelled on the trogs back in the field before. But as you come down to the room, and further still as one is tossed into the fire and roasted, it's an overwhelming, searing abomination of a stench. I need everybody to make a fortitude save.
24.
18.
27.
Woo.
Good so far. Good so far.
17.
23.
So all of you hit with this. It's not your first time experiencing it, at least. But one of them being tossed in the fire does seem to markedly ratchet up how terribly unpleasant it is. But it's not enough to overwhelm anyone. It's just awful. Selwyn.
I'm gonna sprint down the stairs, move around, and into the range of this truck.
Doing rogue
And-
things.
I'm going to stab him in the back, as I am wont to do.
Well, he tried to do it with the lizard man, so it's only fair.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't stab, he clubbed. I aim for the finer things in life. With a 25
That will critically succeed.
for 26 damage.
And that will instantly cut him down.
So I come up from the back and just... we haven't referenced Happy Souls in a while, but you know it's Ethan does a lot of damage when he comes up from behind and backstabs him. That's about me at the moment. I just stab the sword all the way through.
Selwyn
give him a
enjoys
little,
her job.
Little kiss on the ear. And pull it out.
You have to, like, jump up on your sword to get up to him. He's much taller than you.
Yeah, well... I kill him with a crit. I suppose I could do that. Just impale him, sword and stock, come up on the sword, give him a little kiss. Up back down.
You got one action left.
Yeah. And I'll intimidate his friend. Hit him with the good old "you're next" vibe. For a 31.
Yeah, he's horrible. He was a
Hard
little
20.
questioning his decisions in the first place, but now seeing what has happened here and seeing you just each run in and so easily take down his comrades, he's not feeling it anymore. Zerg?
He's not feeling it anymore. Yeah, like, I don't know about all of this. This little bastard is the one that swung at me. Is he the one behind me?
It's the only one that is still standing.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure.
If
I wasn't sure if he got taken out. Zerg don't like getting swung at with clubs. And no, you know what? He doesn't even deserve fanciness. Straight punch to the jaw.
Alright.
Ooh, not fancy. Just
15.
15 will hit.
wow.
He's frightened too.
Ooh, go me!
So turning around and seeing this fucking thing. You not swing at Zerg. Fist to the jaw for a saucy, tasty 8 bludgeoning damage.
Jeez. And again, these trogs are not fantastically sturdy. And it looks like their mainline warriors here couldn't even take 2 just jabs from the monster man. Got 2 actions left.
Left hook.
And a left.
19.
And a right.
15.
15 hits.
Man.
Left hook on the other side of the jaw. 7 bludgeoning damage.
7 leaves him standing, but probably not even aware of where he is anymore.
And big old monster man boot to the chest for a -8.
-8.
What does that math out to be? What's 22 minus 8?
It's
14.
14?
14 hits because of the critical success because he's frightened too.
Oh my god.
Big
What do you
old
do to him,
boot to
Zerg?
the chest. 6 bludgeoning damage straight
That's
to the chest.
Absolutely gonna take him down. All 3 of your hits landed because of the frightened condition.
Oh, it was beautiful. Thank
Right,
you.
so good.
You do not swing at Zerg. Right hook, left hook, jaws flying off, boot to the chest as he goes flying into the wall behind him in just a bloody mess. Ooh. This is why you no mess with Zerg. People no listen to me. Why they think I just full of words?
Arvis.
Kind of like.
Can we keep the lizard? Arbus, can we keep the lizard?
I'm just kind of like leaning down the stairs, and I just hear combat. People screaming. They're on fire, getting thrown into the walls. It seems like we got this. Lean over to Ara. I'm like, it seems like we have this under control. I'm gonna touch
You
him
guys
on the
just
shoulder
trashed the place.
and say, "The Stormlord is with us." Clearly, as I give him guidance, and I'm just gonna hang out. Just gonna stand on the stairs.
Lizard man.
I'm gonna be like, Orbis, yeah, we can keep this one for the circus for sure. And I'm going to try and I'm gonna shove and kick this guy out of the way as I walk forward. And I'm going to try and grapple this dinosaur thing. Nothing like grappling a dinosaur.
Okay.
It was not a good grapple. It's much shorter than I thought it was. It's a 16.
Now, with the 16, the thing, it's decently large. It's like 4 feet at the shoulder. It's a pretty big beast. It's also got fairly slick scales. So as you try to grab onto it, it almost pounces back, writhing out of your grasp.
Can we do anything about the lizard? The dinosaur thing? I'm going to step back and raise my shield. I like try. Its head is tiny, guys. It's a tiny head and it's slippery. Don't excuse me.
You're damn right. I won't excuse you.
Ara.
I mean, I could do something about the dinosaur. I don't know about keeping it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna produce flame at it.
Oh no.
All right.
13.
13
14 with
it is.
guidance.
Well, 14 with the well, he doesn't have to use guidance on this roll, but it's not your next roll. It's a roll during your turn, but we'll give him the probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Still
I thought
14.
it just had to be.
Still a 14. This thing, as it ducks away from Lizard Man, dips down under the fireball, which splashes across the wall behind it.
I don't think I like it very much.
And it is going to hop forward. Now, this giant thing that tried to grab it, it doesn't seem very happy about it. It's going to hop over kind of like this, a little away from Lizard Man. It doesn't like being grabbed. And it's going to swing a talon just down, the quick, almost jabbing strike towards Zerg. With a natural 1. It's really interested in not getting grabbed by the Lizard Man right now. It doesn't want it. But it tries again. With a second attack, natural 3. And one last swing here in this quick flurry with a natural 4 as it hops back away down the hall out of your grasp once more. Selwyn.
Wait, stay. We're friendly, probably.
It's just kind of angrily pouncing and sweeping at you, almost like a house cat. Not effectively at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to intimidate it to slow it down. I'm not sure how that works, but mechanically it works, so I'll do it.
We'll take it.
For 22.
22, you have glance, right?
I do.
I guess it does actually. 1 minus 4 wouldn't matter. I mean, it's already clearly trying to keep distance, but now it is definitely quite frightened of the small, brightly colored gnome in the back.
Yeah. Certain lizards around and we'll hose it down. A lizard will bring hundreds of gold to the circus. Wait, a different lizard. Dinosaur, sorry.
Yeah, the
I'm
thing.
racist.
Look at its cool coloring.
All right, Zerg then.
Is this thing trying to get out? Is it trying to escape?
It doesn't look like it's fully retreating. It's just very much skirmishing. It doesn't commit. It doesn't seem like it wants to stay up. Each of its little attacks are almost little strafing runs, where it hops in, takes a couple swings, and hops back. It never really commits. It's definitely still fighting you. It's just doing it fairly safely.
We need a second lizard for the circus. Okay, all right, fine. I thought one was enough.
Imagine
You don't
lizard
have to
riding a
sleep with
lizard.
this.
Sorry.
This is very good point. Lizard on lizard action is sure to bring good money. Okay, let's keep it. So just get a run up and attempt to grapple it to hold it in place. With an
It's very slippery.
athletics.
Try to get a good grip.
24.
24 is definitely going to succeed as you grab a hold of the small lizard, which only seems to make it panic harder.
So I grip tighter.
It's got 1 action left.
I'm just gonna maintain the grip.
All right, Arvis.
I am going to slowly walk down the stairs, past Ara, into the room, to right over here behind Zerg, as he's struggling to hold the dinosaur.
Who struggle?
And well, I mean, he's
As
crashing.
you move up towards the north here, you can see there's another couple torches mounted on the walls beyond, in an area with several large, what appear to be beds of hay strewn about different corners. On both the southern end of the room you're in and the northern end of the next room, there's a series of stacked large rocks, almost acting like a gate separating the areas. And you can see, behind the stacked rocks in the next chamber, a much larger dinosaur. Kind of just looking from the distance. Plated scales running down its back, spikes in several rows, its tail ending in a massive, almost mallet of armored plates. This thing's just kind of looking. It's behind the rocks, and there definitely is not enough space between the rocks for it to fit through, but it looks like it's probably fully capable of knocking them over.
I'm going to say to Zerg real quickly, I think this is its baby.
They do not
Relax.
look at all like the same species of dinosaur.
Oh, it didn't?
No.
Is this one clearly younger? I mean,
This one
can I
doesn't. This one
determine
just
that?
looks like it's much smaller. It doesn't look like a child. It just looks little.
Okay, well,
No, it's kind of hard to
Scrap
immediately
that.
guesstimate the age of a freaking dinosaur. So,
Kind of outside your area of expertise.
yeah, this is technically nature.
I mean, I think we are being watched, and I'm going to try to diplomate to the dinosaur that Zerg is grappling.
We can do it. Come on.
Give me,
Get to the point.
my name is Arabus. I am the Stormborn. I am the Valet too. Your friends, I don't know if they were your friends, they were probably using you, but we don't mean you any harm.
So Artemis, as you start talking, like that's about what you get in a round here. As you start talking to this dinosaur, making an impression takes a minute, so that's going to be 10 turns. So Artemis comes down and starts talking to this dinosaur, Lizardman. As she's
Okay,
talking.
yeah, good. Orbis, I like it. I like it. I'm gonna go wrap around the other side and also try and grapple this thing. It's gonna be the most grappled ever. Don't worry, Arbus, you have plenty of time. 32.
Oh my
Yeah, all
God.
right, it's now restrained. So by your powers combined, the dino's completely restrained. It can barely even like kick or buck, and it can't even really nip at you. Its head's stuck now.
Okay, Arbus, you got this. I believe. I'm going to hold the grapple.
All right. Ara,
Well, I guess we're keeping the dinosaur, huh? I'm gonna
Yeah,
cast.
yeah.
I'm gonna cast Tanglefoot on it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I roll a 12 to hit it.
even in its current state, a 12 isn't going to manage to do it. There's now a lot of large, meaty monster men in the way, to be fair.
I tried. I sit down on the ground.
So this little dinosaur is first very desperately going to try to kick out of Lizardman's grasp. And this is against your athletics DC.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And as it tries to buck and writhe, it's going to have a 15.
It's not even close.
So it's
Not
gonna,
even, it's like it's pretty thoroughly
gonna
held.
try again for a 16.
Nope.
And one final time, just kind of wiggling for a 14 on that last attempt. It's very stuck.
I've got my weight leaning into it now. Like I'm pretty set.
So for reference, you gotta tell me if I critically fail on escape, because
I guess it's I had 22.
I don't think
Okay, yeah, I
even
forgot about
critically
that.
failed.
I don't think.
I don't think any of them did, but for reference, critically failing an escape
Yeah.
means you cannot continue trying, so it does matter.
Oh,
And
okay,
we
okay,
should
okay.
all very much get in the habit of saying if things critically fail, because while we may not have a lot to take advantage of it now, more and more things will start proccing off of critical failures.
Is
as
that
the game
always
goes
a
on.
10 difference for
10
critical-
lower. 10 lower or a natural 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Selwyn.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna move out. Sit down.
Oh, okay.
So, Zerg
Pressure.
and Lizard Man, just give me athletics checks to maintain your grip here.
Okay.
28.
22.
You guys are
Yes, it is,
beasts.
It is definitely still, it's still held, but as you hold onto it and Arbus continues talking, it's not fully restrained anymore. It does start to wiggle out a little bit. And Arbus, go and continue.
Okay, I'm gonna continue my banter as I get closer. Perhaps you could come with us. We have food and friends. We perform a circus. It's very fun and good time. And I just put my hand with the calming glove on it and just show him that I'm his friend.
I don't think it knows what a circus is. It doesn't eat
I
popcorn.
am winging it here, Zerg. Would you like to try?
I
How do you know
am
he doesn't know what-
trying.
How do you know if he doesn't know what a circus is? He could totally know what a circus is.
So as you're holding, as Arbus comes around, it's still wiggling. It manages to get its jaw free, because nobody critically succeeds. It's not restrained anymore, it's just grabbed. And it just snaps towards Lizard Man in almost raw panic for an 18.
And I'm so full down on it, it just can't get its head around. I mean, it's close, but it just can't get its head wrapped around far enough.
And as it's biting towards you, writhing, almost rolling like a crocodile, its back leg shoots out, equally large talons lashing towards Zerg's chest with a 23.
23, yeah, that hits.
So Zerg, be the first one to actually take a hit here, gets kicked for 9 damage. And these talons are pretty long and spectacularly sharp. And as they kind of just punch his chainmail into his chest, it digs fairly deep. And you notice that he starts to bleed fairly profusely. So, if you want to maintain your grip, I need an athletics check from the two of you again.
Yeah, okay, this time I'm ready.
Can I hit it and then maintain my grip?
You absolutely can, yes.
Calm down. Poof. Fist. 13.
You guys are just writhing here trying to hold the grip, and you can't get a good angle. Like, you kind of just beat on its side harmlessly.
And then a 15 to maintain the grip.
It's going to be a 10 to maintain the
Oh.
grip because that's the attack trait. So you're going to lose your grip on it. So only Lizard
No,
is
I'm
holding
not.
on to
No, I'm
oh,
not. Session reroll. Session.
Okay,
reroll.
okay.
28.
23, so you two keep holding your
23.
grip onto it. You still got it. You still got it. And as you kind of slap it, you're twisting. Arabis right next to him here, you can pretty clearly see he's bleeding pretty badly. You're actually going to bleed for 4 more damage.
Can I not step in at any point in the
Yeah,
round?
you can, well, he's immediately after. You're technically before him, so yeah, you
Yeah, I'm
can you
before
can
him.
step in.
Yeah. Because if I'd seen him bleed, I would have gone up to him and.
This probably wouldn't be super apparent to you from. Yeah, fair enough. You can step up and try to stop it.
Yep. What would I need? Medicine?
To try to stop his bleeding, yeah, it is a. Do you have a healer's kit?
I do have a healer's kit.
You're gonna step forward. You're gonna pull it out of your bandolier.
My bandolier.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, it is a medicine check to administer first aid. Bleeding
20
specifically as
26.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's pretty solid. Okay.
Just quickly wrap around some bandage. I mean, I've touched Cirque's meat enough to know how this functions.
So go ahead and just roll me a flat d20.
Mhm.
Just DC 11 to see if the bleeding stops.
Me or him?
You for yours, and if it fails, he'll roll his to see if it ends naturally.
Oh.
Oh,
Good news, no critical failures on a flat check.
Yeah.
But you're not able to stop the bleeding. Zerg, go and roll me a flat d20 as well, just to see if it ends naturally at the end of your turn. but this one's DC 15. So we're still gonna be bleeding.
Yes, this is a lot of blood.
I see that it's happening, and I see that Selwyn's is addressing the issue, so I'm going to assume that I can't tell that she failed, so I'm going to continue to worry about the dinosaur because I've kind of got my hand on it and I'm talking to him. Please, we don't want to hurt you. Just relax. I'm your friend.
You're still talking here.
Yeah.
Trying to talk this
As
dinosaur.
out of the corner of my eye, I'm
into
kind of
friendship.
watching.
Ara, do you want to do
guy.
anything, Ara?
While I'm sitting on the ground, I just kind of point at him and just a very bored cast of Tanglefoot.
Pew.
25.
25 will absolutely hit.
Okay, cool. He takes minus 10 foot. Yeah, Tanglefoot.
Okay, well his speed is now reduced.
Yeah. Yep. He's minus 10 foot circumstance penalty for its speed for 2 rounds.
Well, if he was going anywhere, now he's certainly not.
And
The
Extinction.
dino, still held by the two of you, now kicking. Once it gets one claw in towards Zerg, as Selwyn comes up and tries to help, it twists around to bring its mouth towards Zerg now instead, almost attacking more ferociously as it finally starts to draw blood. You are flat-footed, and you actually are this time, because it's not from it's not from hidden, it's not from undetected or flanking, it's because you are bleeding. And you can't deny
Fine.
that advantage. Not this time.
Fine.
Now.
He's gonna attempt to bite you for an 11.
No.
Not
I just-
today.
His little beak snapping towards you as you and Lizard are holding him down. It lashes
Slap.
out one more time for a 23.
Oh, ow. Yes.
And his beak is pretty cutting. You're gonna take 8 damage
This is going so badly.
before one more claw just flicks towards you for a 4.
Slap. No.
All right. So, try to treat him again.
I'm gonna look at Sucker. Are we ready to call this? Are we bored?
No, it's clearly working. I mean, look at Arbus. She's clearly doing things.
Shut up!
We're
I'm
already like
talking to the dinosaur.
We're like halfway there. We could totally do this.
Arbus, give it to me straight. How likely do you think this is gonna work?
His big friend up there is starting to look our way.
And he's
All right.
definitely still just peeking. This other dinosaur at the top end is sort of just walked over, and it's just standing there like a cow, just looking sideways through the piles of rocks,
Kinda
just
like, what's
watching,
happening?
almost utterly disinterested.
I have an idea. That one over there is way bigger and looks way friendlier. Can't we just tame that instead? Got it. Hey, good talk, team. I'll walk up and snap this thing.
As fighting Zerg, someone starts stabbing it. It is
And I-
flat-footed because he's grabbed.
And
know, like-
let's get this out there. For a... I need to scroll down, I can't even see. For 19.
A 19 will hit.
For 8 damage.
All right, he'll take 8. So
Well, I
starts
guess I'll just-
stabbing the dinosaur.
Just start stabbing. I'll just stab it again, I guess. Oh, for a 12 this time. That's not... That, well,
Well,
I'm
that'd be
using my
the
session
natural
roll
one,
that
too.
one. Nah.
Okay,
That doesn't
okay.
happen. Not today. Not ever. 23
23 will also hit.
for 13 damage.
With 13 damage, the dino writhing in your hands has been cut open very severely, bleeding much worse than Zerg now. And its struggles weaken almost immediately as it's near death.
Alright, I weakened it. All planned.
Zerg and Lizard Man?
Stop it, Selwyn!
What? Look at that
Yeah,
big
I
thing
g-
up there.
You know,
guess I could just-
that thing would be bigger for a circus. We could feed this to this and bring him along.
That's
That's not how
true.
this works.
He looks hungry.
Arbus, yes, no, yes, no.
I say we flip a dinosaur on this.
Okay.
Heads, we keep
Bloody
trying.
side up. Bloody side up. We kill it.
Stop it.
Not bloody side. We let it live.
Yes, good. Sounds good. All right. Zerg's gonna throw.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
my!
talking
Throw it high enough and
dinosaur.
just dies from the
As you
fall.
let go of it, it enters like a feral fight-or-flight rage, lashing out in every direction as it gets tossed, before it lands on the ground, bloody side up.
Okay,
Bloody side up?
Die. Yep.
All right.
Go for
Gonna
the
stomp
kill.
it.
Alright, so give me a attack roll.
29.
You just stomp on it. It's
Alright, good job, team.
Was I rolling damage?
I mean,
Is
it
it
has
dead?
one. It has one health. It no longer
Oh, okay.
requires
Oh,
damage.
okay. A foot straight through. Zog's gonna lift it up and wave it in the air to the big one. You hungry?
So as you pick that up, just calling out, you're gonna bleed for another 1 damage.
God damn it.
I'll try to help him here.
We're
Yeah,
such
then
a
we'll-
functioning party.
Roll a d20 to see if it ends.
11. I have no. I can't do this.
Someone
anymore.
fails to treat you. But it does just we'll go ahead and say it was a success. Someone you probably wouldn't notice realistically. You definitely feel like you succeeded.
Oh, great. That was
We
great.
all know you
Good
had
job,
no
me.
effect, and Zerg's machismo simply staunched the flow of blood. But go ahead. As far as the party's concerned, it would definitely look like you did it.
I'm gonna push Zerg in the chest and probably have no effect. Just he was scared.
So was I. Terrified even.
Not how I do things.
Honestly, he
Sorry.
tried to talk to him, and he didn't stop. And he was starting to make an impact on a boy.
All animals are sacred.
What about
Yeah.
that other one over there? I mean, that one looks
Oh.
pretty friendly. Look at all
That
those
thing's
spikes. and
worth like
stuff.
5 of these, yeah.
So
Storm
how many hero points do you have?
Me? I have 6.
Well, okay, so you're not completely capped, which is good because Jern 4 to $5 for Selwyn, the best rogue, right? +1 hero point. Perfect. Be aware, I had to put a warning on stream perhaps that everyone is very full right now. I can't take any more hero points.
The best one? Did he say heal?
The best rogue.
Oh, right, okay. Sweet.
I was busy until he threw the dinosaur in the air like a coin while I was talking. To him.
What about that other one though? Like,
What does this- what
I mean,
does
it looks
this
pretty
sign?
sad. It
Oh.
looks pretty sad in that cage.
Hmm.
Don't you feel bad for it?
I have
mean-
great news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually twice as good as there being one. There's 2.
And
I
as
see
you
some.
as you walk towards the room, you can see there is actually a second one kind of around the corner, seeming like it's laid down in about the darkest place that it can find in its pen there, on the opposite side from the torch, curled up on the floor, chilling.
We could have 2 dinosaurs.
Poking this
no,
dinosaur
As
with a stick.
successful as we were with the last one, I don't think we do better with double.
These
it
ones
all
look.
times.
These ones look super happy, and they're probably like brothers and something, and they probably care about each other, and they would really appreciate getting out of here for the happiness of their family.
I don't
And
think
so
get
when-
them down
As
here.
you walk into this chamber here, these strange piles of stacked stones, each of these stacks about 4 feet high, so only a little taller than you, just made of fairly large flat boulders, seem to be the only thing keeping these dinosaurs on their side of the room. And striding in, the already pungent smell of what appears to just be Trog existence is mashed with a wall of overwhelming putrid dung scent from this dinosaur pen back in this room, and these much larger dinosaurs.
Do I need to make a consent save, or does that smell like shit?
This smells like shit.
Oh, okay.
Probably recommend like covering your noses from these smells or something.
Would I know anything else about them? Maybe their
They are-
hostility.
you
or-
could absolutely make a knowledge check about these animals, Druid. Definitely you can do that. What's your
Thank you.
nature modifier?
It is 10.
plus 10. So looking at these two in the back, these would look like smaller cousins of the more well-known ankylosaur. They're definitely not ankylosaurs. They don't look juvenile. They just look like they're a similar breed that doesn't get quite as big. Dinosaurs, this is a quick cutaway, do exist in Galarian. They're not extinct. There are dinosaurs around some places. It's not like they're not a constant problem. The peasants don't have to ward velociraptors out of their potato farms. But there are places where dinosaurs exist, particularly far west, out on the coasts, in the Shackles. There's literally a place called Dinosaur Island in the Shackles. We went there, it was terrible. You guys, two of you may recall a certain wing of the adventure that involved a lot of dinosaurs.
PTSD.
But also a lot of them live fairly deep underground, in the Darklands down below. So it's not super impossible to believe that Zolgats would have some with them that they keep either for useful herd stock or as pets or really whatever, honestly. But these lesser ankylosaurs here, Panachosaurs, they're called in the back, they're still pretty large and still pretty damn strong and quite dangerous. Their main threats, unlike the other one, not being jaws or claws, but that mace that is its tail. Not to mention the fact that they are so large and heavy that they can be a pretty dangerous threat simply by just trying to bowl people over.
Well, great. Here's your chance. Do you want to talk to some animals?
I think we should leave these ones alone.
You don't want to talk to them?
It's not how it works, Selwyn. They're talking infers that I can talk back. They can understand me if I want them to, but they can't.
So as you're in here, Selwyn, as you're seeking, why don't you give me a perception check real quick while you guys are talking?
Right.
You were
Should
kinda
I make it
seeking.
or shoot?
So that's perception checks aren't
Yeah.
secret. Knowledge checks are
Okay.
generally it's secret if there is a critical failure penalty, and a lot of times it's on knowing or identifying things because critical failure is you identify it wrong.
Right.
No, wrong.
Well,
If it's right, it's fine. I just tell you what happens.
So that's a 13.
With a 13, as you look through, you can barely make out in the darkness of the back corner here at the very edge of the torchlight. There appears to be some kind of a structure in the back corner of the pen, much more together than these little stick and mud straw nests scattered around throughout the room.
That was the roll 20 lag catching up.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they might not be able to respond, but you can pick up their animal cues, right?
What is your plan if I do make friends with them?
Take them back to the circus, use them in powerful performances, and make bank.
And how do I?
And treat them well.
That is the most important thing, but how do we get to that point? And just walk them out of here?
Well, yeah, once we're
that's
done with
kind of
everything,
right?
we'll walk them out.
I mean, look at the conditions they're living in. I mean, like, can you imagine living in something like this? It'd be terrible. Like, they're just like in this tiny little pen. They're like,
It's like
there's just crap everywhere.
It's like your wagon.
Hey, this is nothing like my wagon. My
they probably
wagon
live
is
better.
pristine.
Not what Mr. Batsky says.
Maybe
I'm
they're
sharing a
chaff.
wagon with you now, so I'll have you know it's very clean.
That's because he said you were unclean. But
I feel like I'm getting a lot of hate here, and I feel like I'm just trying to help these poor lizards, and I feel like you're not appreciating how good I'm trying to be here.
I just don't want to cause hostilities when they're calm right now.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
We're not
Trying
here
to
for
talk
them.
to them first.
We have a goal that we need to accomplish.
And you're just gonna after we accomplish the goal, you're just gonna leave him here to die, alone, cold, in a corner, dark.
Maybe we come back when we're done.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine too.
Because if we do right
Okay.
now, where'd they go? They're big. They're huge dinosaurs.
I can wait outside. I don't know. I guess I just don't want them like following around. If we meet them, if they get out of this like little rock pen they have here.
Well, they might
gonna have to
try
kill
if
them.
we provoke them by getting too close to their territories.
In which case, you should say, "Hey, we're the good guys. Please don't trample us."
That worked so well 5 minutes ago, Sullivan.
Well, in that case, we're
Well-
already being attacked, so that's a difference.
For all we know, they saw you commit the murders on their
No, I was
friends.
behind the corner. They would never have seen me. I'm very sneaky and also very small.
That is true. But we
And
can
argue
move on
which
if you
ones.
feel like it. We can move on. We can look at this hallway over here. It looks like a pretty nice hallway.
This hallway around to your right does look like it stretches out pretty much into sheer darkness.
Walk over here. Can I take these torches off the wall?
Yeah, you could definitely take one down.
I take it down. I walk over to Lizard Man. Hold this.
Gotcha. Got a good light here. I actually have an open hand too, so I can have a shield and then a torch in the other hand.
You will not be able to make unarmed strikes though, because both your hands are occupied. You'd only be able to make
Have-
short.
I don't have to. I don't have to keep the torch. I'm just
Then
saying
you can just
I can
drop
hold
the
the
torch.
torch.
My left hand is available.
I walk back and grab another torch off the wall and hand one to Arbus as well.
Give me torch.
So the two of you,
I'm not a
Bearing
fan of the
these-
dark.
bearing these torches here. Now with much more of the way ahead illuminated. You can see down this hallway some distance before it seems to drop in the darkness. And as the group of you walk over towards the hallway, the Pinacosaur in the pen sort of walks along its side of this stone rail with you. So slowly just pacing and still watching. Still very much like a cow, just looking because there's a thing to look at.
Arbus, do you think they're hungry?
What are we going to feed him? If he
You
is?
know more about dinosaurs than I do.
Not as much as most other animals. These are.
Can I try a secret nature check to know what they eat?
I would say that with her success already, Arbus would know that the Pinacosaurs are herbivores.
That's very good for us.
That's good for you.
Oh, that's right.
Speak for yourself, not plant.
Leshy.
I'm sorry. I didn't like that.
Oh, it moved. No.
I mean, we could feed them, but like I said, we have a mission here.
I guess if you want them to starve, cold and lonely in the dark.
All right, I'm gonna start
I
looking
guess-
for the guilt trip food located. I want to feed the dinosaur.
We're just guilting Arbus today.
Well, it's an herbivore. What do you have to feed it?
Are these piles of hay that are just around?
Piles of kind
Is
of
that
like
what's
old
on the map?
straw bedding, yeah.
Look at
Well, is there any like food obvious that they had been feeding them?
Well, not immediately visible in this area of the room or on the eastern side of the pen where they're kept, no.
Well, I guess they're gonna starve to death. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I don't want to feed them.
What
very
do you want to be
dangerous
fed
job.
to then?
Almost got
So-
eaten by a cat.
So when Lizard and Nara start walking down the hallway, are you guys coming? Alrighty then, fair enough. So you proceed down the eastern hall, which goes for some 30 feet or so, before terminating in a weird series of options. There's another set of these about 4.5 foot tall piles of stacked stones cordoning off the rest of the hallway where it clearly visibly bends around to your right down to the south, as well as a curtain hanging over a doorway in your left. This curtain here is somewhat tattered and ratty, seems to be made of simple black heavy cloth, but it does stop you from seeing into the room. It does not stop you from hearing several voices speaking in Undercommon on the other side, as well as seeing there's more light coming from within.
Okay.
You can also hear what appears to be an odd honking noise.
I'd be like, I'd put the torch down behind me, and then I'd count to 2 and push open the curtain.
So as you push through the curtain here, which nobody move because this is going to be stuff that's going to happen here. Lizardman pushes through the curtain.
Oh no.
You come into a fairly oddly shaped chamber, which appears to be a large hallway running east to west, punctuated with square columns throughout its middle. More of these black curtains seem to be drawn almost at complete random between some of the columns or between some of the columns and the wall, dividing the room into, again, very random sections. Each of the columns is covered in what looks like a phosphorescent moss, glowing with a dim green light, making them bright enough to still be quite visible, even given the several torches lighting the area. More importantly, directly in front of you, you can see numerous more Zolgoths scattered around the pillars immediately forward. The honking noises are coming from behind the curtain right in front of you, and you can't see what their source is. But as you enter, one of the Zolgoths looks over and almost double takes, realizing you're not a Zolgoth, before calling out in Undercommon, "Quick! Intruders!" and reaching for knives on its belt. We're gonna need some initiative again, friends. Welcome to the place where the stuff happens.
Found it, folks. We did it.
Oh, nice. If only my roll will come along one day.
Yeah, it did take about 5 seconds, but it got there.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Any day now.
I have to move him down so I can reach the add turn button. It's literally just too far away. There we go.
Oh, there's the second one for Batsky.
Roll 20's having some big
Any day
trouble.
now.
Alright, by the time I roll these, if it hasn't given you guys yours, feel
there's
free
the
to just use an offsite digital roller and I'll add you on manually. This roll 20 is not looking like it wants to work with us today. Okie dokie. Oh, my dice roll? Oh, I'm just gonna. Oh, mine actually went out pretty fast.
Oh, there you go.
There's someone's.
Yahoo!
Okay, if yours aren't showing up, try doing it again, I suppose, because mine went out pretty fast.
Nope, because then the Cirque Batsky situation happens where one each minute comes out.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Not 147.
Hey, there's our.
Okay, we got everybody.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it. Mission accomplished. We can start the combat.
Easy
Oh, I got
peasy.
two more.
They're on initiative 0. What are you talking about?
Two more.
I don't
So
like how
many
fast those
initiatives.
guys are going.
So many initiatives. Okie dokie. Well, Lizard Man, you're up first, as is befitting the situation.
Yeah, I walk in. I am going to. My shield is raised, which is kind of
Yeah, your
good.
shield is
I don't
raised.
know what's behind. I don't know what's behind that curtain, so I'm hesitant to go over there. So I am going to ready a strike for the first person who gets to me, and I will keep my shield raised.
Claw at the ready, shield up, just waiting for someone to come at you.
Come at me.
And they are going to. I'm going to also need you to make me a fortitude save. Stench time. Do you ever think you get so much value out of a racial
29.
feat?
29.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I know, right?
Lizard Man is immune
It's
to
actually
things that
30.
smell bad.
Yeah, it's 30 because of my thingamajigger.
The first of these Zolgoths here is going to leap forward, dagger in hand, springing right into battle. And as he does, screeching out, Selwyn, you can hear from behind the curtain, muffled to the backside, for Kanta! And lash forward. So give me your ready to strike.
Okay. It's probably
Would you like me to bring you a d20?
Sure. I can.
there
No,
it
no,
goes.
no.
right.
No. Look at that.
Oh, God.
Okay,
We'll
well,
go
it's
with
a
the first
17,
one.
and then I'll.
So, with a 17, as you swipe, he deftly dodges it. This Zolgath clearly a much better fighter, much more well-trained, and much more reactive than the ones you'd fought in the front room. He ducks aside
Okay.
and thrusts forward with a dagger towards you.
Okay.
Points beating at your chest. I'm just going to start manually rolling things. Speeding at your chest for a 30 on a natural 20.
Okay. So that does not. I guess it does not crit, even if it. But it
On a natural 20.
yeah. So I guess it would crit, but
If it hits, yeah.
ends up being. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it would crit.
Alrighty. And as he plunges this knife in, dodging right around your shield as you bring it to bear, taking advantage of you just for a moment, leaning aside to swing back. The small knife is going to bury deep for 10 damage.
Okay.
Collecting dice because I'm manual rolling now.
Yeah, I can go.
Out around the side of the curtain here on the right side, another one of them is going to step up forward close to the pillar before he just flings a dagger down the hall towards you. Sailing through the air with a 16.
And I'm too far behind the corner for it to really be able to get.
Before he dives
try.
back behind a curtain next to him out of sight. Barging through the curtain comes what almost looks like an oversized chicken lizard thing. An ostrich or an emu, but half a reptile and half a bird. This thing comes strutting through, bright blue feathers, almost little wing arms cocked in front of it, and a neon frill running the back of its skull down its neck. Half mouth, half beak, lined with razor-sharp teeth in front. And as it sees you, it almost leaps the remainder of the distance out from the curtain towards you, talons extended. Why am I typing to roll? Why waste my time? Oops. And the talons are going to come down for a 22.
And he just misses, just hits the shield and
23.
scrapes off.
23.
23
make a
is
difference?
exactly enough to hit.
He gets a +1 from that. These claws rake down you for 4 damage. Not particularly strong and not particularly long. Before the creature then attempts to follow it up, biting forward with its toothy maw for a 5.
Does not do it.
6, actually. Ara, you can clearly hear the sounds of battle coming from the backside of the curtain.
Aro was collecting doodads and dice. I hear sounds of battle coming from behind the curtain. So I can move.
The curtain does not impede your movement. You can just
Yeah.
walk through it.
Yeah, that's 15 foot, and then I actually can't get through the curtain.
20 foot.
Thank you. Ooh, there's two
Hello.
guys in front of me. Hello,
Welcome.
friends. Second level burning hand right in front of me.
Oh, crap!
Surprise! Yeah. Cool. They get a reflex save.
Alrighty, the dagger-wielding Zolgath in the front, drawing back a knife from Lizard Man's chest, is going to get an 18 on its reflex save. He was not expecting a tiny flaming plant to come through the curtain. Whereas the dinosaur, a little more reactive, a little more animalistic, going to get a 21.
All right, the 18 fails, the 21 succeeds. It's going
Look at
to
us
be
manual rolling over roll 20 because the sight sucks so bad.
4, 8, 12, 14 damage total.
Alrighty, so the Zolgath in front of you, taking a pretty large chunk of that damage. But the chicken beast, also not seeming to be particularly sturdy. Even the half does a good amount to it, nearly as much as the full blast does to the Zolgoth. Arabus.
Yeah.
Hearing the sounds of combat, not wanting to be the first one through, I'll walk up behind Zerg and put a hand on his
To be
shoulder.
fair, there are already 2 people through. You categorically cannot be the first one through.
I don't want to be the next person through the curtain. How about that?
All right, fair.
Put my hand on Zerg's shoulder and say, I think they need you on the other side of the curtain, Mr. Batsky. And guidance.
Oh, you think? Is this what you think? Yes, I think this.
My professional opinion, yes.
We're going
Yes.
to the other side.
And I'm just gonna stay here.
Zerg!
Yeah, he's running in.
So you run up to the curtain and slamming into it, realize there are people immediately on the other side of it.
Who cares? Keep pushing.
Make an athletics check.
There's things in the way. Move. 18.
Ara, what's your fort DC?
My fort DC,
Yeah.
18.
Oh no!
So Zerg's gonna rush through. He's gonna knock Ara over. Ara, you're prone. And push through into the room kind of with you. You're both flat-footed as you're sort of squeezed into this space together, and Ara's also pulled over on the ground. Well, you're in there, Zerg.
2 actions or 1?
Yeah, 1 left.
I'll pick Ara back up.
Not really enough to do
Sorry.
that without one of you going out behind the curtain again.
Put me on your shoulders.
okay.
Just put me on your shoulders.
Yeah, put him on my shoulders. Yeah, perfect.
I'm a small child.
Okay.
We
All right.
formed tank. We're
So, you
Nice.
pick Ara up.
Nice.
Give him a piggyback
You go high,
ride.
I go low.
Sounds good to me.
You hear more honking from behind the curtain as another of these dinosaurs pushes forth through the curtain, looking forward, hopping sort of angrily up at the line, realizing it can't get through, and then just leaping back out of sight around the corner. Several Zolgaths make preparations, darting behind curtains and pillars to take cover. Selwyn. Are you muted?
You're muted.
There's a curtain, and well, can I go past the curtain? At least look
As
under
you
it?
step up to the curtain and push into it, you feel solid, scaly cheeks.
Can I go underneath the scaly cheeks?
Make me an acrobatics. Because he does not know you're coming through and you can't see where you're going.
32.
Oh my god.
Easily. So someone
hey.
slips in. Lizardman, you're going to be flat-footed because there's a gnome underneath you. Selwyn, you're going to be flat-footed because there's a lizard on top of you. But you're in here.
Oh, I see. Well,
I see, said the 4th person to barge through the curtain.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I love this.
yeah. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to stab this hawk. Well, it'll be a 1 higher. 24.
24 will definitely connect.
For 10 damage.
And this thing, cut, bloodied, screeching, still kind of flailing. Lizard man.
Wait, hold up a second. I'm not done.
Move,
Oh.
squeeze,
I only-
swing.
Oh, it's okay. Fair enough. Squeezing goes a separate action.
Okay, I'm going to try and take down this stupid bird in front of me and make some room. With a reroll. That's not how that happened.
Oh, that
25
one, too. 25 will connect.
for 8 damage.
With 8 damage, you would manage to cut down this ostrich dinosaur in front of you, finally making some amount of space.
Okay, and then I will step forward, and then I will raise my shield at this guy next to me, and kind of get ready for the onslaught.
he is going to take one swing, seeing everyone on the planet coming through the curtain. He just takes one haphazard stab with a knife towards. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 clockwise here. I'm gonna try rolling on roll 20 and see if it works.
It worked for me.
At Zerg, who is the second person clockwise. And he's gonna swing a dagger towards you for a 16.
No dice.
Before stepping and stepping again to carefully extricate himself from the heap of combatants that have come through. And as everyone piles into this room here, someone's gonna be the only one who understands him calling out in undercommon. Teklash! Sell! Quit fucking and help! As another one bursts forth from the curtain, dagger raised towards the sounds of everyone here. He doesn't want neutral cover, so he's going to come down into it here. And as he rushes forth unseen, he's going to swing up. You're flat-footed, slicing upwards with his dagger. I have to rearrange everything again so I get my keyboard again instead of just dice. For session reroll. Wolf 13 red's not a session reroll, it's a villain point. I want session rerolls. One of my villain points from Wolf 13 red. Still have another just from him there. Slashing at you with a 26 to your flat-footed.
And that'll hit. My shield kind of counteracts it's flat-footed, but not enough. So it still hits me.
And as he slices forth, his dagger seeming to bury much more effectively with this ambush attack, but still only 7 damage total. And then he is going to stride back again to retreat back behind his curtain, but not fast enough to stop you from taking advantage.
Okay. So it'll be... I will get my rolling device out here since this is going very slowly. Come on, guys, you can do this. Oh, it worked. Oh, it did not work. Okay. So 17 on the die, plus 12. It's a lot of numbers. And the damage is 1d6.
Math.
Plus 4.
Gotta pull everything off the digital sheet so we can roll real dice. Imagine roll 20. Guys, I'm gonna try and find another virtual tabletop to use. We can't keep dealing with this week after week. I don't know what happened.
So it's 29. 29 to hit with 10
29 to hit
damage.
will critically succeed.
Oof.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful.
And 10 damage, so 20 damage.
He's not. Oh, 20 damage. Okay, not quite enough to kill. I was gonna say, just kidding. He's not going anywhere. But you're gonna take a mortal swing at him as he retreats, now panicked, back behind the curtain. That will bring us to the next. Oh no, then it will bring us to Ara.
Well, I'm perched happy as a partridge. Can I see that guy? Just a bit of him. This dude. However I select him, the one guy.
Click and hold
Yeah.
the ping. Him. He's definitely
Yeah.
got cover, but you can see him.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna throw something at him. Hopefully fire. I rolled a 1.
Balancing
gonna-
on Zerg's shoulders proves difficult.
You know what? I'm gonna session reroll that.
Okay.
I don't want a 1. All right, I'll take that, Phil. It's a 16.
16 still gonna miss. Definitely not a
Yep.
natural 1 though.
Yep. A lot better on the record.
All right, let's do 1 action.
I'm gonna hop down.
Hop down. Aramis. You're all kinds of spell cast, swinging and screaming from the other side of the curtain.
I am gonna tiptoe over to the curtain in my bare feet and try to push through it on over here.
All right, so as Selwyn, as you're standing there, you feel Aramis elbowing into the back of your head. And Aramis, there is a small gnome head there.
There's no room apparently. Hello, Salwen. How's it going? You're muted.
Oh, fuck. Great, awesome, fantastic. You can be in here with me. It's snug. There's room.
Can I?
You can make an acrobatics check to squeeze.
Oh, I could do a little cartwheel over Selwyn, possibly.
We're trying to
yeah.
shove both of you into the space without being able to see where you're going, really.
16.
So once again, as Lizard pushes through, Arabus squeezes into the same square with Solid.
No! I made a mistake.
Zerg!
Oh boy. Oh
So
boy,
now that
oh
everyone's kind of
boy,
here,
oh boy.
then you can see where you're going. You can
whole gang's
move
here.
past your team here. It's just going to cost you 10 feet of movement to move to the square in front of you.
And how many feet have I got? 30?
25, I believe.
I think so.
So it costs you 15 to get here.
Yeah,
So you
let's
can
do
just
that.
go
That's
to wherever
fine.
it says 20.
Yeah. Let's sidle up next to this boy.
Just like up here.
Yeah. Oh, I'll go here. Is that cool?
All right, yeah, sure. Up forward, past Ara, towards the curtain everyone keeps dipping in and out of.
And this guy right here, how's he looking? I can't see his
He looks
health
pretty
or
hurt.
anything.
He's taking a
Looks
good
pretty
hit.
hurt. Good. He can take another one. Fist to the face. 21.
21 will hit.
Beautiful. Straight to the. I mean, the jaw punches are working. I'm enjoying hitting them in the jaw.
Enjoying.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
7 damage will be a good hit for him, but again, these are much more trained and skilled fighters than the ones you fought in the entry room. These are more akin to the leader of the hunting patrol you'd found.
Oh.
Got 1 action left.
Was that? I've got an action left. I'm gonna grapple this guy.
All right, athletics at -5.
19.
19 will do it. He's grabbed.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna grab him around like the midriff and like bear hug him, basically.
Almost confused, the other of these chicken dinosaurs comes running, screaming out from behind the curtain, flying towards Zerg. Flanking seemingly almost unintentionally, as just by merit of that's the direction he came from. But Zerg is not so easily flanked, I do believe. So it doesn't matter anyway, you're not flat-footed. But this chicken dinosaur thing is gonna come flying at you, lunging forward with its maw, biting towards you for a 22.
22 on me?
22 to you.
Yeah, that hits me. Fuck.
It's probably just barely, right? Your AC's probably around there.
21.
Ah, so close. But as he bites down, coming up from behind, not technically flat-footed, but still surprising, you're gonna take 5 damage
Yeah.
Right to the butt, man.
before he just swings wild, a taloned foot towards you for a 13.
No dice. I managed to sort of.
So you feel a bump from the curtains as something tries to leap back through and just slams into the rock-hard manhood that is Zerg. You hear a muffled as it bounces off of you before it pushes back harder, trying to shove you out of the way. And against your athletics DC, or your fortitude DC, sorry, the curtain is going to try to shove you with an 11. Does that
11?
critically fail?
Fortitude DC.
Is your fortitude save 12 or higher?
That's 11.
Ah, so it just... Oh, it's exactly critically fails.
It's
then.
exactly-
It fails by
yeah.
10. Behind the curtain, you hear someone get knocked on their ass trying to shove through you. As it sounds like a small... It feels like a small child is trying to push past you.
What is
Meanwhile, another one of these lunges out from behind the curtain, grinning, knife swinging towards the large green man, hidden at the beginning of the turn only to find... Deny advantage. You're not flat-footed. But he's still going to swing at you. Because you are the one that is in front of him. He's got 2 seconds. Nope, I'm rolling flat.
I feel like I should not
Oh,
be
there it goes.
standing here right now. This is not a good place to be standing.
For a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Well, It hits, but you're not flat-footed, so he's not really able to get the kind of damage he's hoping for. You're not caught as off guard as he expected. And you just have the raw damage of the small, jagged knife, which with all of that padding still hasn't rolled. It's going to be 5.
5.
And then he's
5
going to
damage.
turn towards the small stick next to him and bring his knife down towards you. And as you didn't see him at the beginning of the turn, you are also flat-footed to his strike. Which is going to be a 20 even.
No dice.
All
He
right.
hits.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was on me again. I'm
You
so
weren't
used to getting
surprised
hit.
that he gave up and swung in a different direction.
Yeah, no. I said I was muted. Yeah, he hits.
And this one is going to cut you for 10 damage. Able to take advantage of your surprise.
Extreme prejudiced.
Selwyn.
That's me. Well, this is a show.
And here's the
I'll-
Trogs come out. As this one comes back to the curtain, swings and swings down at the plant. And
Yeah,
undercoming.
I'll
What the
move
hell
out
are
of
these
the-
things?
Move away from a lizard and it further into the room. And this one who's trying to so dastardly escape.
He's pulling himself up off the ground. Warzerg accidental stiff-armed him onto his ass. He
Yeah,
clotheslined himself.
I'm about to clothesline him into the next dimension. For a 30.
Oof.
Heart 20 for 14 damage.
What are you hitting him with?
I'm hitting him with my sword.
Who?
Who?
This guy?
No, this
No,
guy.
the guy
one
that was running away.
Yeah, I moved up here.
You can't see him.
What?
This
I
is
went
the
past
curtain.
curtain?
Don't-
No,
Behind
we
the
were
curtain.
chasing him.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm still broken.
Yeah, you saw somebody.
Oh, okay.
He dipped back through the curtain. He's on the other side of the curtain, out of sight.
Oh, there's a second curtain. Okay.
Yeah, you're not in melee. Oh, you have full view of everything still.
Yeah, my bad.
Here, I'll just GM layer all of the tokens, and we'll just do
No,
what we can.
let me try reroll, restarting once again.
Well, let's go. Yeah, there's a curtain there. You can't see that guy.
Okay.
Holy crap! We're gonna have to find a virtual tilt top. It's every week, but this is like, God, this is really bad.
All right. Well, I'll do it from here then, and then hit
Okay.
it with the twin frame. Can I use the same attack?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah. 14 damage on the first swing.
As you slam that into the second of these chickens, the thing, large, but, well, chicken-shaped, isn't particularly hardy.
And once more, with feeling, the sneak attack. For another 30, well, 26.
26 is gonna critically succeed again.
22 damage.
2 easy swings.
Yeah. Really, just come from behind it and just cut off the head.
Extreme prejudice.
Lizard man.
Extremely.
Okay, I'm going to walk up step up the one that Zerg has held. Zerg kind of twists around and holds him up for me. And as he does that, I'll go in for infant kill.
You can see his back.
Hopefully. With 20
20 will
20
absolutely
total.
hit.
for 8 damage.
And 8 damage will absolutely kill him as Zerg holds him in place.
And then I will grab this one next to me to try and hold him up for Zerg, because, you know, we're teammates like that. So this is
Incredible.
-5. Oof. I think I may do a hero point, because that was a 2 on the die, and that was fairly bad.
Does that put
25,
you-
so 20.
Below 4.
No, that put me to 5.
Okay. And that was to do what? Sorry, we're trying to fix
I
this
was
trouble with tech
just
issues.
grabbing.
All right,
I'm just
so
grabbing the guy
you
next
grab
to
on
me.
to the next one in line.
Eh,
Kill Zerg,
eh,
you kill
teamwork.
Zergs, and grab the next one.
Yep.
Alrighty, so as you grab hold of him, out from behind this curtain comes another of the rogues who took a pretty decisive strike when he struck at Lizard Man, but now sees a much smaller, much easier target in front of him. And he's going to swing down towards Selwyn, cutting overhead. You are flat-footed with an 18.
I am not. I also have the night advantage.
Damn it! With a regular
Oh,
18 then.
And
game
he
sucks!
comes out. he comes out and swings, and I just could duck under with my supernatural
You can duck
senses.
under his knife, but you all can't duck under the fact that in the midst of troubleshooting 1,000 tech issues while running a 6 NPC combat, I forgot to ask for stench rolls from everybody. So everybody make a
no.
fortitude save.
However, we have so many hero points, we can't possibly fail.
24.
24, didn't even need one.
26.
You already made yours, Lizard Man.
16.
What was it?
Arabis, 16?
13.
With a 13, as you come into the room, okay, this works. We didn't even mess with the gameplay at all. You are the only one who is overwhelmed by the stench of so many of these things simultaneously. And you are actually just sickened one. But this little guy, as he swings down, you duck under his knife so effortlessly, is going to hop back behind the curtain again. To rethink his strategy, perhaps. Before Selwyn, you nearby the only one that can understand as he calls out again. Sel! Techlash! They're fucking killing us! Get in here!
That's amazing.
Ara.
This guy hit me. I'm gonna cast Produce Flame and touch him with it.
Well, he is now also grabbed, so
Yes, sir.
he's flat-footed.
Not feeling it. I rolled a 14 to hit.
It's not meant for touching. It doesn't work quite as well. It's gonna miss.
Oh, this is meant for touching. It could be a touch attack or a range attack.
Well, you're not used to touching then.
I'm
You
not
fail
used to touching
regardless.
things. I'm gonna use my last action to just elemental toss him right next to me.
When at first you don't succeed, fire again.
I'm gonna roll manual because I pressed the button twice and nothing happened.
-5.
Yep. Well, all 3 rolls miss, so
Alright, Arvis, you are sickened. So
There goes.
ignore all the dice that are coming through. You are sickened. Now, sickened is kind of similar to shaken in that it is a -1 to everything, to all your checks, all your DCs, your spell DC, your AC, everything you roll. But unlike shaken, or frightened rather, it's not going to end automatically. You're going to continue to be sickened until you leave the source of what's sickening you, or you take some actions to try to steady yourself. While you are sickened, because it's the first time anyone's actually failed one of these checks, you can spend a single action to stop and retch and try to gain a hold of yourself, which lets you retry the fortitude save. And if you succeed, you reduce your sickened condition by 1. Otherwise, it's not going anywhere.
Okay. That's interesting. So, second would be a question.
Okay.
Can you ready specific things in this?
You can
or
ready
is it-
anything as long as it's only 1 action.
Oh, you can't ready 2 action things.
You can only ready single actions in 2nd edition.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it's a quick reflex.
Then I'm going to. I'm going to try
I'm
to
ready to
retch.
throw up if they look at me.
I want to try to overcome this smell because usually that handles some pretty nasty smells. I mean, this is really bad if it's bothering me. So.
All right, maybe a fort save.
Got you. All right. Ha!
Do you have a? Oh, there you go.
There we go. Oh my god.
Well, good as critical failures don't do anything on a retching save. You are
I'm
still
gonna-
sickened.
I'm gonna session that.
Okay.
Session.
You can also continue trying. But session reroll.
Yeah. That's be 24 with the -1.
24 will succeed.
Okay. So I'm not sickened now.
Yeah, you take a couple seconds to retch briefly, kind of gain hold of yourself, overcome it. You're not mechanically sickened anymore. You have 2 actions left.
Disgusting. And I'll just hold out my hands and I'm gonna lightning arc this guy.
He will attempt to dodge.
Yes.
He's grabbed still, but with a 22. These guys are quick, if nothing else.
Oh yeah, he dodges it.
They're quite nimble.
Well, half damage, but where is? Oh boy, my thing's doing it now.
Do you have any physical dice? Yeah, I actually think you and Mono probably are the
Right,
Zinder. I think it's
no.
only Colby and Bryn and me that have them. We're 50-50 on the ability to roll physical dice.
Oh, I've got some.
Oh, do you? Sammy, you probably don't have any.
I
could
need
easily
2d4
borrow
plus
some.
4.
My
So,
roommate has a ton of
yeah,
them.
if you can open just another tab and find like just a simulated die roller, you could use that.
All right. I can do that.
If Roll20 is doing the stuff.
What happened?
Roll20 does its best, okay?
It's trying
Its
its
best
hardest.
is not anywhere near good enough.
That's
Dice
what I'm,
roller.
that's what
right.
I'm-
Go. 2 dice.
Am I crazy? I mean, like, all sites have technical issues sometimes, but I feel like we have issues with Roll20 literally weekly.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those grasses always greener because all the other ones really suck too.
Never this bad though.
Yeah, this is particularly bad. Hey, it came through.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay,
All
so
right, so 5 damage then.
Yeah, 5 damage because he succeeded.
All right, Zerg. The guy you were holding is
Zerg is
he's getting dice.
Zerg is not.
He was getting dice like a man.
What a champ. Yeah,
appreciate it.
if you try to roll a thing on the sheet and it doesn't roll in like 3 seconds, feel absolutely free to roll physical dice and we'll ignore what pops up in the chat. But Zerg, the man you are holding has been shredded to a limp noodle by Lizard Man, who is now in turn. Oh, that's awesome. Grabbed the guy
that's so cool.
next to him.
I made it myself. I'm actually quite proud of it.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
That's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Right, it is. It's
Wait,
a
what?
jewelry box that I got foam and shit for. I'm really happy with that.
Oh, nice.
That's super.
Right,
nice.
anyway,
So what we were saying
Um,
real quick is if you click the button to roll and it doesn't roll a die in like 3 seconds, feel free to roll on your desk and we'll ignore whatever pops up in the chat and we can go off your physical die.
all right.
We're just using the honor system here.
So am I still holding this guy, or is he dead now?
Well, he's dead, so you
He's
can just
dead.
let him go as
I'm
a free
holding
action.
one.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
Lizard
just
Man's
chop
grabbed
it.
the guy next to him.
Oh, beautiful. Good. Well, are you holding him from the front or the back?
I've got him from he was facing me, so I actually just have his head into my chest.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Hands clasped together into his back.
All right.
With the 20.
The 20 will absolutely hit.
Beautiful. His face buried in Lizard Man's chest. Zerg from behind with the for 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right, you gonna take that?
What?
I said he's gonna take it. He takes 6
Oh,
damage.
he's just gonna take it. Excellent.
Yeah,
Good.
he can't really react. He's sort of held in place here. You hear a muffled grunt.
I'm sorry, what was this? I cannot hear you. Do it again.
Savage. Oh my
19.
god.
19 hits.
7 bludgeoning damage.
As you just keep beating him, Lizard Man's holding him, just hitting him in the back. He's crumpling more and more as you hit him. His struggle's weakening. One action left.
And I'll just end by saying, I cannot hear you over the sound of your own breaking bones.
Oh my god.
Not even gonna swing again.
No, I don't want to risk. It's too good.
So, from the other side of the curtain, and slipping around here, you end up with another one of these Zolgats having given up trying to push through, and coming around, swinging as he turns the corner with the dagger, with a surprise attack and deny advantage. So he is going to swing plainly towards Zerg for a 24.
Dang it, that hits.
But Little Knife only does 7 damage. He can't get his surprise attack. And then, seeing Lizard Man holding one of his allies, his eyes kind of go wide. He diverts the swing, trying to catch Lizard Man off guard, who is going to be flat-footed to this.
Is this the one that fell over?
Yes. For what it's worth, yes.
Idiot.
But he's seeing his friend's distress, gonna well up hero mode with a natural 20 to swing down towards Lizard Man.
Whoa.
a 26.
Well, that definitely grits.
And with this, you're kind of your arms are occupied. You're holding this guy. He buries this dagger in your side, right into your flank for 18 damage.
Okay.
Desperately trying to free his friend, who is also just gonna kind of swing blindly at the lizard who's hanging on to him for an 18.
And he does not manage. He really just can't get the leverage. His head is stuck.
And as he fails to get his dagger out, he's just gonna try and smack at your face with his free hand, just with his claws, for a 25.
And we're close enough. It's easy to reach.
Something to be said for the element of surprise, I suppose. For 5 damage. And then he's gonna attempt desperately to pull away from you with a 14, the athletics DC. He's going nowhere.
He is not yet.
But they are pretty successfully wearing Lizard Man down. Selwyn.
All right. This bullshit has gone on for long enough. Can I walk to here and see behind the curtain?
You sure can. There's a man there with his kind of bent over a bit, panting, dagger in one hand, and he sees you and just under comment, fuck!
I'll run up to him. And I will twin feint.
And as he turns to try to mount some kind of a defense.
Fucking damn it, dude. It's fucking memory leak. I'll just roll.
Yeah, just use your roll if you gotta use your roller.
For a 17 on the first swing.
17, tired as he is, he's gonna bring his dagger up and just barely be able to shunt your thrust to the side.
And that was just what I was planning on, because now his dagger hand is occupied, and the swing. Okay, I'll use a hero point to reload. That's a hard 4. For a 13. Flat-footed. I'm
But
not having.
13, he just barely tired, injured, bloodied, twists out of the way of your second stab, and just calls out again, panicked, Tacklash! Down towards the eastern side of the hallway.
And as he's screaming, I'll say in a cruel mockery, "Everything's fine." Common.
The rest of you hear Selwyn yelling things seemingly in the same language that these trogs are speaking. Lizard Man.
Okay, so I'm going to. So this guy is still grappled while.
He's
my
still
turn,
grappled
does
until
he
the
lose
end
his
of your
grapple?
turn if you don't take another action
Okay.
to keep holding him.
Okay, so I will just bring a knee up. I've got his head still into my chest. I'm going to bring a knee up for a 19.
19 will hit.
For 10 damage.
At 10 damage, we'll just do it.
And then I'm going to try and grab this guy next to Zerg just before he gets away. Oof, that's not very good. 14.
This would be a 9 because it's your second attack of the turn.
Oh, right.
But a 9 won't
so-
grab him, but actually won't critically fail either.
Okay, so then I will raise my shield. These guys are kind of spooky.
Take a bit of a defensive stance here. This last of the trogs up in the north, dueling with Selwyn, is going to swing one dagger down, just arcing overhead for an 18.
And the overhead is 2 overhead, and I dug under once more.
And as he just brings it cutting back up, underhanded, trying to land something on you for a 10.
And from this one coming below, I'll use both daggers to cushion the blow. I'll get pushed back a little bit, but I'm still fine.
Before he just runs off around another set of curtains further down the hall, panting, arm wrapped around his wounds. Ara.
I'm gonna go stand next to this torch and then cast Freeze Flame at that dude that's next to Zerg. You look like he's still alive.
He is in fact still alive. He's standing on the corpse.
I
of one
rolled a
of his
28 to
friends.
hit
28 will hit. That does not critically hit, but it will hit.
for 9 fire damage.
All right. And Arbus.
I am gonna step up behind Lizard Man, fumbling around in my bandolier, trying to get some things and try to give him some quick first aid medicine when he's doing battling. I'm trying to like stay with his movements and stuff. Expert variety.
Alrighty, let's see.
God bless my soul.
Only you had like 7 hero points.
I do. I'm gonna use one.
Whenever you use a hero point, just tell me if you go below 5. If you go to 4 or less, I have to change the overlay.
Right. Absolutely. Do it again. Do it again.
With a 19, as you reach out, you succeed. Again, you feel as if you're getting better at this.
That's the second. Okay.
You don't think it should have worked, and yet it does. 2d8 plus 10 health lizard man.
Okay.
I picked the best battle music for this, the clowny bagpipes
Pretty
that
good.
descended far further than I ever could have imagined.
15.
Over doubling his current health, so that's pretty good. Still leaves you with 1 action left.
While I'm touching him and stuff, I'm like, I just cast guidance in him, so you can fight better. That's the idea, right?
That's the idea. Zerg.
I like it.
I'm gonna grapple this guy in front of me,
Okay.
just to get a good grip on him with a 29.
29 will critically succeed. You have a very good grip on him, and he is fully restrained. He can take no actions but to escape.
And I want to swing him between me and Lizard Man.
All right. Well, you got a
Another
pretty good hold
athletics
on him. So give me a... Do you want to hurt him, or do you want to, like, knock him over?
I just want to
Where do you go?
move him. I just want to like put him between me and
Athletics.
Lizard, so Lizard has a shot.
Since
at
you
him.
got him fully restrained, I'll let you try it.
30? Well, 26.
25. Athletics is always -5.
Yeah.
You'd absolutely be able to swing him over. Holding him almost right in front of Lizardman here. His arms fully pinned to his sides, but his bear hug. You got 1 action left.
I'm gonna headbutt him.
All right, -8. Do it.
Finish him.
Oh no, the button didn't work. Hang on. It's not working. Let me roll. What do I roll? Is it D20? No.
D20.
D20. Oh, there it is.
Work.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Baby.
27
19.
-8 to 19. 19 hits.
Sorry.
If you want to just
Grab,
drop a D4 and add 4.
move. Poof. Oh, fuck you. D4
Yeah,
and
just
add
drop
4.
a D4 and add 4.
Where the fuck?
When online players have to pull out their in real life dice.
Fuck this. I'm
Roll
gonna
20,
go ask my
please.
roommate for it.
8.
8. Max
Oh,
damage.
fuck you. God damn it. Fucking
Of course.
Hey, if you got your roll on, like I said, we'll ignore the chat one. If you get a roll on your table, we'll go with that. Headbutt him for 8 damage. Whereas he is now going to just desperately try to escape from you, attempting to wriggle free with... Fuck, I don't know why I tried rolling out. You clearly demonstrated they're not working. With a 13!
No dice.
Not getting out. He's going to attempt again with an 18
No dice.
and one final 5 on his last attempt. And just almost gasping for breath, injured here, calls out, and someone the only one who can understand, they can't seriously take their sex this seriously!
You'd be
Someone.
surprised.
It's an undercomment. You can't understand.
Oh, I didn't know what he said. Shut up.
He felt what got the implication.
I'll yell back, it's fucking unreal, isn't it? And I'll run around this curtain, chase this guy down. I'm gonna
He's on the
twin
hunt.
fiend him.
And as you
I
catch up to him,
Dead.
as you catch up, you can see he's reaching for a curtain around a corner that looks like it segments out a different chamber.
Right, this is it. He must die here.
He's near in darkness.
28
28
with
hits.
5 damage.
5 damage doesn't bring him down.
Alright, and here comes the sneak attack. For a 23.
23'll do it.
And I cut his shin on the first, and like he goes down and onto my height. And I thrust the blade through the skull.
And he tumbles off out of into almost the shadows, where just dim light reflecting off the wall barely illuminates his corpse crumpled in the corner. Lizard man.
Okay, Zerg is this guy right in front of me now. Now I can just like kind of claw into his chest. Just not wearing any armor. It's a critical success of a 32.
Jeez.
And a 6 on the
damage.
D6. What do you do?
20. That's exactly. Zerg's holding him, and I can just reach my claw into his chest. He's kind of like held back, and his chest is open, and I can just kind of reach my claws right through the gap between his ribs and just pull out, and I break the 2 of his ribs out.
You just
Probably.
pull this thing's heart out of its chest?
No,
like-
I didn't. I just
Just
pulled
the
his
ribs.
ribs out of his chest.
Oh, just the ribs. my God.
So as you yank a few ribs out of this trog, blood splattering across you, mixing with your own that they've drawn forth. Selwyn in the distance can hear what almost sounds like hooting coming from the other side of the curtain.
I'll stealth and tippy toe back.
Almost kind of shamefully creeping back to the
No,
party
there's
here.
no shame. There's only a giant grin. Guys, you'll never believe this.
You come back
Yeah,
to see
what?
Zerg and Lizard Man torn across with rips from these daggers, blood running down them, and give big gash in the side of Ara's head. Surrounded by corpses. Literally, I believe there are 2. Yeah, there are 3 corpses piled up in a heap next to Lizard Man and Zerg, with the 2 chicken dinosaurs behind them.
To be fair, I killed one of those chicken dinosaurs.
Just surrounded by gore and death.
So what was it, Selwyn? What is it?
Yeah, they have reinforcements, and the reason they're not here is because I'm like barely containing myself. I'm busy having sex.
Well, we wouldn't want to bother them. I mean, that's like super rude. Maybe we should just like, I don't know, box them in. Seem to be having a good time. Can you imagine someone just like barging in on that?
Privacy, perhaps.
I feel like they were screaming for these guys were screaming for them to come kill us. So I think we should, you know.
But
Should leave them alone. Oh yeah.
You want
No,
to
I'm
join
leaving
in?
them
Probably.
No, kill them.
what?
Zerg also fucked,
Instead of the
right?
zipping noise,
is
like
correct.
pulling down my
No, like-
pants. I don't know, like
You know, cut their throats. Come on.
That's messed up, man. I don't want to be part of this.
Wait, this is messed up to you. You just flipped a dinosaur. to
That's
determine-
different.
Okay.
yeah, that was
That's
like
not a
way
kink
different. No, I
thing.
mean, nobody walks in on someone else and just like I don't know, like they're busy. We should at least let them finish first.
Should we go ask
I'm
if
with
they
you,
want to?
All right, should I go sneak up to them and then let you know when they're done?
Yeah, just give us a call. Like, I don't know. Just, we'll hide behind the next kitten, and you tell us when things seem to be done, and then wait a couple more seconds, because that's the good part.
Should we hurry
Well,
them along? I feel like we're
definitely-
on a time frame a little bit here, but I don't know.
We're fine.
Um,
Okay, I'll wait over here. Erebus, do you mind patching up this, like, gash right here? It's really painful.
I
this
got the one over here already while you were fighting, but I mean, if I have a few minutes, sure, we can work on this.
More
Okay,
So
like
yeah,
it's
a
gonna take you
compass.
because you treated him outside. Fortunately, you don't have to wait an hour any longer. You only have
Right.
to wait the rest of 10 minutes, which mostly is passed. So it's gonna take you probably 15 minutes or so to end up actually getting able to treat Lizard Man and Zerg once again to bring them into tip-top shape. And as you are treating them, that's a good time for us to take our midstream break here. Stand up, stretch our legs, use the bathroom, etc. Sorry about the rampant technical issues today, chat, but we're working around them as best we can. The good news, I got a table full of dice right here.
I
don't
found a
have ton
really
of-
good digital roller too.
Yeah, so we got backups, worst case scenario. And hopefully the site gets better, not worse, as the rest of the stream progresses here. But when we return, Selwyn's been posted up. I love your outlook on life. Walk into a room, murder everybody. Find these little guys that are busy fucking.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. We got to at least give them a minute before we murder them. Let them finish. We can't interrupt sexy times with slaughter.
We don't want to be rude.
I feel like
God.
Zerg is just self-inserting him with Ilva. And that's why he's feeling
I
mercy.
think Zerg wants to join in, and I think he should give in to his inhibitions. That's just my opinion, but that's
Zerg would crush them. This is not good.
We will be right back, everybody. Stay tuned.
It's exciting.
Okay.
You're exciting.
Bumped my stream deck,
Got him.
but we're here.
I learned how to make.
We're
food.
good. Let me get the music back for the squad here. Hey, Feeks. Hi, Feeks. It's technical issues day. The goal is to get all of our technical issues out in one session instead of spreading them across a bunch of sessions. Because if we do it all at once, there's only one session. That's kind of sad.
I fucked up and didn't piss over the break. Give me a second.
Technical issues.
I love it. I love it.
Talk about a piss poor execution.
oh no,
But,
or a piss poor excuse.
while he's going to take his piss there, the Shrub DL. I miss watching these Pathfinder streams. It's been a couple of months since I've last caught one. I'm going to try to make this more of a habit with 1,500 bits. Am I to assume you want those to become villain points, good sir? Because they
no.
Nope.
sure sound like villain points to me. I mean,
That's a strong assumption, and
Yeah,
I feel like
that
that's
seems-
that's misrepresenting our
in
viewers.
your favor, sir.
I do not know how that works. Definitely villain points. Definitely
No.
villain
No.
points.
That is cheating.
No.
Playing the rules.
Thank you for the bits, Shrub. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. So, when we left off, after a battle with these trogs and a couple more strange dinosaurs, they seem to have a veritable zoo of the things down here. Arbus had sat down and was going to take 15 minutes or so to patch up Zerg and Lizardman. Continual recovery MVP feat.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll me your medicine check. Look at all the green in this frickin' rolling log, by the way. At
Yeah,
the bottom of
that's
this.
Pretty green.
Not to mention, these are a 16 and a 18 for Selwyn.
All right. I understand, roll 20. I'm going to roll it again. How about that? All right?
You can use a hero point?
Yes. I'm at 5 now.
Okay. Next time you use one, I have to change the overlay.
Gotcha. That is a 24.
Much better. And with a 24 and some time and effort here, you'll be able to treat the wounds of your large frontline allies. While Selwyn has headed over to listen near the doorway here. 23 health back for Lizardman and Zerg. And
Pretty
after
good.
a couple of minutes, Selwyn, you would hear most of the sound. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I would like to peek. Before that happens, I'd like to peek through the curtain. I am sneaking. Obviously.
Okay. So, getting real sneaky. Why don't you roll me a stealth check against their perception DCs?
Oh, I get to roll this?
You're the one doing a thing.
All right.
And I
Okay.
generally would like to default to letting you guys roll dice as much as possible. And besides, stealth versus their perception DCs
Yeah.
is how you speak now.
Well, good thing I got that.
They're busy, so
Nice.
they should be at a disadvantage of some sort.
So I'll roll that instead of whatever's going to come out of that in a few years. Oh, there it goes. Well, 20.
20 it is. So as you kind of cautiously peek your head in here, you see another chamber attached, kind of almost daisy chained onto this one. Another black cloth separating this, and inside is a fairly large, about 25 foot across, square chamber. This chamber, however, does at least smell a little better, as the floor of it is strewn about with assorted grasses that look like they were gathered from the forest outside of the tower. And piled up in a couple of corners and along the wall are an assortment of pine boughs and cones, somewhat offsetting the atrocious smell of Zolgots. It's the most romantic scene you've seen trucks put together, that's much is certain. And in the southwest corner, there is a pile of things, an assortment of bits of wire and lengths of rope, leather straps, woven vines, and some little sharpened bits of obsidian that look like arrow or spear tips. And kind of almost hiding behind them is another one of the small cat-like dinosaurs. Small compared to the rest of them, but still like 4 feet at the shoulder. Not massive. They're still a pretty big creature, but the cat-like dinosaurs from before. Shied seemingly as far back into the corner as physically possible, away from two, let's say, preoccupied trucks. The two of them are clearly a mated pair. One of them almost yellow, their skin a much lighter color than many of the rest of the trogs you've seen, with an orange frill running down the back of their neck. The other one, a massive hulking brute, still wearing a bone and leather chest piece with a red cloth drawn around his waist. Based on the fact that it's still there does not seem to impede him terribly much in what he's doing. And the pair of them are strewn about with some other bits of armor. A massive great axe leaning against the wall next to their bedding, and what appears to be a mining pick, kind of abandoned closer to the middle of the room on the ground. They do not appear to immediately see you. They are busy.
I'll close back the curtain and sneak back.
And after about
Horrified
halfway,
forever for what I've seen.
well, that image may never leave your mind. Lizardman and Zerg are feeling much better. About halfway through Arbus's treatment, after about 5 or 6 minutes, you would hear much of the hooting fall silent. Now that you know its source, you are somewhat thankful that you no longer have to sit here and listen to two trucks. Fuck. But it doesn't stop before all of you are subjected to one near ear-shattering wail before they finally end.
Oh.
They do not go quietly into the night.
Oh no. My worst nightmares make manifest.
So after another few minutes of you coming back, reporting that they, well, not if you need to, then clearly they have finished. I think everyone heard. Lizard Man and Zerg are patched up, feeling much better, and Arbus has gotten her healing kit put away.
How do you think we can lock them in here? Were there any other ways out?
There was not, but there's also no way to lock it. It's just a curtain.
Well, we could do a surprise attack. I don't know when they're gonna come out. They seem rather.
Well,
Can lure them out, and then you guys could be ready for the attack.
that's actually a good idea. I can speak Undercommon, so I could tell them come out here and say something.
Have to, like, move. Would we have to like move all these bodies?
No, we can just stand right outside the curtain and attack when they leave that one.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, that seems like a good plan.
The rest of you, you're on board?
I like it. It was kind of.
As long as they're not naked when they come out, I don't want to see this.
I can't guarantee that.
I'll do it.
I have seen horrors you'll never even imagine. So I think you'll be fine.
So what did you see, Salomon?
I saw horrible, dark things. The shaking of body parts into other body parts. Things that should not fit in those places.
I don't understand
Sounds
what
like
you're
my
saying.
Friday night. Yeah.
Okay.
Dark deeds
Okay, so
happen
do-
there are.
Do we want to go out in the hallway, or do we want to go in these kind of all these, like, there's already all these like curtains in here.
Well, there's also a curtain leading up to them, and I think that's the best place for an ambush.
Okay, perfect. Sounds like a plan. So we just like sit there and wait. So I
Yeah,
go
no,
like here.
I'll call them out.
Okay, everybody, positions.
Go ahead and
I don't know what the
arrange
positions are,
yourselves
but like,
wherever you want to be for this here ambush.
It's really hard seeing anything around these curtains.
Well, they are simply just curtains, so I mean
Yeah.
you can like rip them off of the ceiling.
no. We like them. We like the kittens.
I'd like to rip whatever is here off the ceiling.
That's just there's
Wait,
not
why
a
am
torch
I in the
over
back?
So
Wait, what are you guys two doing over
Are
here?
you going the wrong way?
I think she is. I'd like to move a torch over there then.
Yeah.
All right, so you can
Like
you
here?
can grab one of
Okay.
the torches from the wall and just place it over here instead on the
Yeah,
ground.
like, I don't know exactly where they're.
Just so there's a little bit
Yeah, I don't
more
know where
light
they
in the
are
corner.
either. I'm just gonna kind of stand here. Do you want me to move forward? You
That one
saying?
you need to tell us.
All right, so
Like here?
Is your man just poking
No.
around curtains? Like, what are we doing?
up here, and I'll put here, and I'll be like, shh. Yes, they're used to.
Like here.
Not there. Where else? That?
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, move that. I'm gonna drag this tour corpse away. All right, sir, you stand there.
What?
Shut the fuck up. Stand there.
I can't hear you. You're whispering.
Oh my fucking lord.
I'm
You
gonna
big
crouch
dumb
down,
loaf,
get
stand the
ready.
fuck over there.
Over
No,
there?
point.
Okay. Why don't you just say this? You mess
Because we're
around
trying to
with
be
this one.
stealthy, you. If they don't kill you, I'm sure as shit gonna get the attempt. No.
You can try.
Yeah.
As you're trying to direct him around there, this
Around here?
curtain is as you're directing me, the curtain is yanked aside
Oh,
as he's coming forward by the larger of the pair. This enormous hulking Zolgoth, standing about 6 feet high, with this rusted, jagged great axe in one hand, the other moving the curtain. As he looks across the group of you for a brief moment, perhaps hearing Zerg shouting, you can see crouched back behind him, kind of low to the floor, his mate near the center of the room, and the dinosaur still just very tucked into the corner, wanting no part of this, really.
I'm gonna say, hello, we are also Chalks. Suck.
I will crush you! And raises up the great axe in both hands, just roaring out in rage. And
And we're
it's
good at
gonna
things.
be
It almost worked.
initiative time.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I love it.
Oh no!
Oh God. There we go.
Time for an ass whooping.
Oh no.
I don't want this ass whooping. I
Not
want
like
none of
this.
this.
I didn't ask for this.
Not like
Ara
this.
definitely didn't ask for this. Ara has no idea what's happening. Wants no part of this.
Alrighty, so it's gonna be one of these, one of these. Where's my dino card? Bestiary card, where'd you go? I forgot, I'm gonna need this one again. Dino card says he's this fast. Pretty fast dino. Yeah, he is a rabbit dino, I suppose. Alright, Selwyn, as is again fitting, and the only one who knows what you're up against, and you're trying to herd cats here. As the curtain gets pulled back, you talk to him. You just got the quickest reflexes.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to hurt morons, not cats. Anyway, what's the sharpest thing lying around?
Well, there are the daggers from the stalker that you killed right there on the floor, who's been dragged away with his corpse. It's still right nearby.
That's pretty good. I'll hold out my hand and then you underhand throw against this guy. 40. This used to be something rolling spell attacks. Oh, that went really fast. We're 23.
23 will hit. As this one does actually have bone and leather armor that's pretty sturdy. It seems more interested in posturing than dodging.
For 9 damage.
As the dagger strikes him fairly handily. He seems to be have about as much fortitude as befits his stature. Now, as he raises his arms, this great axe, you're all hit with a very confusing and overwhelming mix of scents. Trog, large masculine trog, trog sex, trogstosterone. It's a mix far more unpleasant than that you've smelled so far, and I'm gonna need fortitude saves from everybody.
Diplomatic immunity.
Once again, against the
28.
scent.
I'm using a hero point. Well,
20.
I guess it was my fate to be sick. I got the 12 into a 12.
I'm using a hero point. Mm-hmm.
You fool! You should have learned from my.
You fool.
Well, you fool.
I have
Yeah, what?
You have how many?
7. I have 6 now.
Selwyn and Ara, as you're both hit with this wall of stench, you are both going to be sickened one. And so
How
you
does
have
a
one
plant
action left.
retch?
Yeah, I guess you just try really hard, little buddy.
Do your best.
A little plant that could.
You got one action left, Selwyn.
I do, and I'll say an undercommon. Why don't you drag that truck, sex, and ass back into that cave and leave me the hell alone? Dirty ass sex truck smell. Please go away. Leave me alone. Don't speak to me. 19.
19 will do it. He's almost, because this is more of a confused one, I think, than a frightened one. As this is not the reaction that his opponents usually have before he crushes them into a fine paste. Dino Cat, now realizing that stuff is happening and there's things to participate in, is going to bound forth out of the back of the room towards Lizard Man, jaws a-snapping, attempting to bite at you for a 13.
Nope. Does not. He's a bit surprised still.
And as that fails, he slaps with one clawed forelimb for a 17
Does not hit.
and hops back away. Let's just provoke if you want to take an ammo.
Yeah, sure. It's a natural 20 for 32 and 10 damage.
So I see you're really good at attacks of opportunity. Clearly, you're an expert at
Well, when
capitalizing.
people run away, I can just hold my clout, and they will scrape themselves trying to get away.
It's like low effort murder.
It is
Arvis.
super easy.
I'm hearing everything happening. If I move to here, right behind Zerg, I can see the big boy with the axe, right?
Yeah, he's tossed the curtain aside. It's currently out of the way.
Okay, I will spread my hands out to my sides, open them up wide, chanting some ancient words in Druidic as a swirling dark cloud appears above his head. And a crack thunder as I tempest surge from this distance.
Alrighty, and he does not look nearly as fast as all the trogs you just fought.
Yeah. Let's see if
he
it's all
is-
in there. I have it on my.
He's going to get a 13.
That is a
Not quick,
fail.
that one. So he's going to take 16 damage. He is clumsy too,
1 round.
and he is
Persistent
taking
electric.
some persistent damage.
Yep.
And he's going to step forward. As Great Axe overhead, almost kind of confused by Selwyn, he seems to change his mind and shifts his grip as he steps forward and just comes in swinging it in a massive arc through this doorway. It is going to slash past Lizard Man
Oh no.
for a 25.
You mean towards, like, it hits Lizardman towards me?
Yeah.
Okay. It just said past me, so I didn't know if he was actually aiming for me. Okay, so that would hit, yeah.
And continue on to Selwyn
Oh no!
Oh no, he's a cleaver.
for a
Is it-
22.
Oh no.
21 and 24, because he's frightened one. If that 24 on Lizardman, 21 on Sullen, if that changes anything.
That just means he
No,
exactly
so
hits
that-
me, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that would. He just catches my shoulder.
That puts him to exact on both of you guys.
Oh my.
Well,
Does
mine's
the,
23.
wait, does the clumsy help me in any way?
Clumsy does not fix his attack rolls, no.
Damn it.
And as he smashes through, this axe is going to cleave for 9 damage through Lizard Man and 11 damage smashing into Sullen. You're also sickened, so your AC's down 1 too.
Oh yeah, true. Everything sucks.
And then, crackling with some lightning, he's going to take 1 electric damage.
2, I believe.
Is it 2? Because he said 1 and his thing says 1.
I think it's one. I think
Is it
think
one?
it's one.
Doesn't it
But he is
increase,
definitely still crackling. Zerg, feel free to look it up while it's not your turn.
Yeah.
Zerg. What is Zerg going to do?
As this creature is just finished mating, I assume he's not fully clothed at this point.
Well, he seemed to be mating largely. He's still wearing the same stuff he had before. This bone and leather chest plate with what appears to be ribs almost forming spaulders. And he
How about his
doesn't
lower
seem to have
half?
much below his torso, but kind of a red loincloth wrapped around him.
Zerg is gonna shout, "Your manhood is not as big as mine," with an intent to intimidate.
Oh my god.
He is? Oh, he's not frightened anymore. Just take his turn. All right. So make me an intimidation check.
20.
He is intimidated.
Good. Now I'm gonna charge at him and knock him to the ground.
So give me an athletics check as you slam into him.
18.
With an 18, as you hit him, his great axe is slamming into the wall with Selwyn. He lets go with his right arm and kind of throws it up in front of himself, the stiff arm, and catches you and braces himself a bit and just forces you back off of him as he brings his great axe back around into his grip. He is much stronger than the Trogs you've fought yet. Lizard Man.
Zig, he's got all the stuff on the inside. He's probably just like me. And I'm gonna step up. I guess I could just move up. I'm gonna move up to here, and then just come up and slash down.
Okay.
For a 21.
21 will hit.
For 7 damage, and then I'm going to raise back my shield again.
And his mate, here in the lair, with some javelins slung across her back, and holding what appears to be a large mining pick in one hand, very low to the ground, calls out, and everything they say, again, only Selwyn can understand, because it's all in Undercommon. It calls out, "What is this? Why even bother? What are you hoping to accomplish other than die here?" And skitters forward, dragging the great axe behind her, before she just reaches back and swings it overhead, down like she's just mining limestone at Lizard Man. And this pick is going to come down for a 28.
And that will hit just the sheer weight of it, kind of. There's not much I can do there.
Okay. And as this pick connects with, I don't know why I tried to roll again. Oh, that rolled? Oh, they both rolled together. As this pick connects with you, you're going to take 8 damage. But like you said, it's the sheer weight and bulk of the thing. Hits you so hard, it's almost crippling. I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okie dokie. 19.
You are enfeebled 1 by the raw force of the blow.
Okie dokie. Oh, it doesn't have little ticks on this sheet.
No, this does not have. You have to keep track of
darn it.
conditions yourself.
Okay.
But enfeebled is -1 to basically everything that is strength, basically. -1 to your attack rolls, -1 to your damage, -1 to your athletics checks. Ara.
Okay.
That's a little rude. I'm gonna waltz all over to next to this torch. I do better when I'm next to a torch.
Higher good.
And then I'm actually going to chant out my little magical chants. You hear Ara's shout out, "From our hearth I give to you, Arlulu," and cast second level heal on Lizard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been busy. So it's 2d8 plus, what's the math again? Because
2d8 plus
forgotten
16.
it. It's been
That's the second
so
level
long.
heal. Yep, 2d8
Yes.
plus 16 as this fire wraps around, almost cauterizing where Lizardman's been struck.
Yes.
Yeah, heal gets big. 2 action heal is the big time.
For 21.
That's why it's super cool that it has plus 16 on it. You can only go so badly.
Yes.
Selwyn.
All right. I do appear to be in a state of flank.
You do appear to be in a state of flank. He's
That's pretty
also
good for
got lesser cover, but you're flanking. Just in the corner.
Right. And I'll try giving him the stamp.
The
As I'm going to
stab.
do.
And he is also
For a
clumsy.
29.
29, he is frightened 1, clumsy 2. 29 is going to critically hit.
Oh, sweet. 26 damage.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
that's he's not going to take that one. He's only so strong, and it is much less than that.
Ooh. That's unfortunate for him. Pretty good for me.
So as he goes down, the
Pretty
other
good for
one
all
with
of
the
us.
pick cries out in a mixture of just pain and sheer wrath, just wordless rage down towards the hallway.
Well, I'm gonna. Well, I can just cast it's looking at projectile at her.
Yeah, you have 2 actions left.
Yeah, I'll use the great axe he dropped if I can. I know, mechanically I can't
No, yeah,
because
it's
it's probably too heavy. But he's fling it at her. Or a
It was
6.
a threat, really. It was more of a threat. You can't just chuck it into the room like you're just tossing a trophy.
Yeah.
The strange little dinosaur is gonna hop up again, lashing with some talons towards Lizard Man, swiping for a 29 on a natural 20. Eventually, he's gonna get lucky and roll high.
Yep, that does some serious. He gets underneath the armor there.
And as he cuts through you, you are going to take 12 damage, having been softened up by this massive blow from the pick. And you're gonna start
Getting
to bleed.
tenderized.
Yeah, bleed fairly severely. And just as the one did before, he seems to almost frenzy a bit at the sight of that, attacking more viciously, more ferociously at the sight of successful blood being drawn. Tries to bite towards you for an 8. You're flat-footed.
Barely. Still a no.
Almost.
Before taking one
Almost.
last slash with the claw as he retreats for an 11.
That also does not hit.
Alrighty, do you want to ALO?
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm now gonna move
yeah,
the onus.
Yeah,
I'm not asking that anymore for like game flow reasons. Tell me if you want to take ALOs.
Okay, so 23
23 will absolutely hit.
for 10 damage.
And you are successfully just slapping away at this thing. Seriously, AOs, you just need to bait people into provoking AOs. You don't ever have to swing normally. Just do that forever. It works so much better. Arvis.
Stepping over a dead body, difficult terrain.
Yes. It's a splayed out corpse throughout most of a 5-foot square.
And then we'll go to right behind Zerg here, next to Ara, and just sort of I'm surveying surveying the abilities here. On who can I see? I can see him, and whatever that is.
That is the other Trog.
Oh God! Open my hand, swirling dark cloud. Tempest surge him in the head because
Pretty good success rate so far.
yeah, we've been lucky.
And she is also going to get a 13. She's also a bit larger, leaner, but larger and much more armored than the Trogs in the previous chamber.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, that's 17 electricity damage.
Eating that one. And also Clumsy 2, also taking persistent damage. Zerg!
Yes. Zerg is going to move behind this fucker.
Just
And-
walking on by.
Just walking on by. I'll do a cartwheel on the way, just for dramatic effect.
What?
I don't know. Is walking not good, but I'll let it just walk?
No, just
no,
zero
you never
respect
walk.
for the enemy. Just walking by him. What's he gonna do?
Just casually stroll by. And grapple.
All right.
Get a big old grab with it. Okay, natural 20. 32.
Oh no.
So you pick her up, and she is restrained.
Held off the ground. And I don't know how. I guess consider this as a regular unarmed attack, but I want to crush, like squeeze to cause damage. Can I
Yep.
do that?
Yeah,
Fair
give me a regular unarmed attack here. Get a good enough grip.
14.
It's difficult to do. She's fairly sturdy. But Lizard Man now, a bit bloodied, a bit weakened by this strike, but Zerg is serving it up on a platter once again. You got a good thing going, you two.
Yep, I will. I mean, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. That's an 18.
The 17 because you're enfeebled.
17.
But that
Yeah,
is going to
17.
hit.
For 10 damage.
That is 9 because you're enfeebled. But she is going to take
Alright.
9. Did you make it? Or did you just double click?
no, it'd
More
be-
dice are coming.
23.
A 23 will also hit.
For 6.
So as she's held here, he's just slashing away at her. And she is only so sturdy and basically completely powerless to fight back.
And then I am going to try and stop the bleeding.
It takes 2 actions. You only got 1
Oh, I
left.
thought that was okay. Okay. So I will shield up.
And shield raised. You are going to run a bit 2 damage from the bleeding before you just roll a d20 to see if it ends.
D20.
Is she? It does. So no longer bleeding. And also you feel as if you kind of regain your balance. The stagger from her massive strike wears off. She, however, is having a much worse time, and she is gonna do her best to try to get away from Zerg. And try to just out-athletics him. Just raw hate and strength to muscle out. And she's gonna get a 20 against your athletics DC.
Which is it the one in the circle next to athletics?
Your DC for anything is 10 plus your total skill.
Oh, right. And what did she roll?
She got a 20.
No dice. You ain't getting away from me.
Well, she's gonna continue struggling for complete lack of anything else to do. For a 21.
Oh.
You are not moving.
The fuck is your athletics DC? Well, one last
higher than that.
option. 17. She's pretty strong, but she can't
22,
rest.
by the way.
Oh my god, of course it is. She's pretty strong, but she can't quite rest away from Zergbansky the Monster Man. Ara.
I'm going
She's
to.
gonna take some shock damage too,
Yep.
which is still happening.
Overall.
I'm gonna walk forward and just hooty doody produce flame towards that little dinosaur thingy.
All right, and just kind of pitching forth a little handful of fire.
Yeah, just a little bit. 19 to hit.
Gonna be an 18 because you're sickened.
Yes, sir. I am sickened.
And an 18 is not quite going to do it. Just thrown off enough by this stench for the fireball to barely graze the dinosaur.
I need some fungicide or something.
Spray him.
Okay, well that's
So
that.
Want to step over the corpse I've just so recently murdered, and up to her.
It's literally being held up like a pinata.
Yeah.
Never has anything been more free.
Yeah. And I believe she said that, what do you hope to accomplish other than to die? And in your last breaths, I would like to return those words as I stab her. I can't live it. I'll actually use a hero point to...
You can't talk it up in the roll on
Yeah.
that one on
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
who's physically restrained.
16.
16 with clumsy 2 and restrained is actually exactly her AC.
Ah, sweet. 9 damage.
But 9
Oh,
damage,
she's still up.
coughing out a bit of blood, but
Solid.
still up. She hisses out back, Sev Gaba Sev, watch! You'll fall here! If not me, Konta!
Well, you know, you're actually supposed to die on that last swing. This is awkward. And I'll frantically try to stab her again.
Stop.
For a 17.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Whew, that was close. Almost looked uncool.
Alrighty. And as she slumps dead in Zerg's arms, you're left with just this stupid dinosaur who is gonna hop up at Zerg, talons flying, and swipe at you for a 17.
Not going to happen.
Before swinging with his other arm for 17.
Not going to happen.
And finally, attempting to bite down with his jaws for a 17.
Stop trying, you're embarrassing yourself.
Oh my god.
And hopping back a little further, making some distance. Arvis.
Okay, so right as I'm about to step into combat here, out of the corner of my eye, I see like a shadowy figure over in the corner. And as it steps towards me and comes into vision, there's like green, poisonous looking ooze leaking out of its eyes and mouth area. And as it leans in with the long black hair and looking very similar to myself, do they even know who you really are?
Oh no.
As it vanishes,
That's normal.
and I realize it was literally me, and I stumble back into the corner, and I'm not going to do anything.
Zerg. Does it? Nobody else sees this, I assume?
Ah, shit, hang on. I've lost rolls.
Nope.
Where the fuck did you... There it is. So... What do we got here?
Yeah, dinosaur. Who's turning
Just the
into
dinosaur.
pretty
Yeah,
ineffectively.
Can I would like to remove this torch from the wall
Okay.
and sort of hold it.
Okie dokie, you can do that.
Is that... I mean, I moved to grab it.
You
Is that
walk
too?
over and you grab it. So it's a 2x. One to go over and one to rest it out of sconce.
Alright. And I'll sort of get a little closer and sort of... Back! With an intimidation. With the torch. Can I do
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
13!
13. The
Hero
dinosaur's-
point.
Okay.
23!
23. The dinosaur seems to very much be afraid of fire, and is certainly not interested in messing with a humongous man wielding a torch. It's also already pretty injured. Lizard man.
I thought we were just gonna kill this one. I'm going to step up to it and look at its egg and just like smack the dinosaur. Yeah, looking at him oddly with his funky torch. Well, I'm looking at Zerg, so I just a 16 there.
You just sort of swing toward it, and it kind of hops back away, clearly concerned, afraid.
And then I'll put up my shield and still just kind of be confused.
Ara.
So, what do I do for the wretch to get rid of this sickened condition?
It is you
Just,
make the fortitude save again.
make a fortitude save
But you
again.
just reattempt the save.
I found some fungicide. Let's do this. I roll 21.
At a 21, you will just barely be able to get a hold of yourself and overcome the sickened.
Shake it off. And then I want to throw fire at him, because I'm really not digging this at all.
Ara's done with this tower already.
I'm done. I want to go home. I produce flame at him for a 19 to hit,
19 hits.
for 10 fire damage.
10 fire damage is exactly enough to bring the dinosaur down. There's the two of you, Lizard and Zerger, in the front there. A fireball just comes in for the distance and destroys it.
Good.
Good. I'm over this. Ara's over this.
Ara has nothing to say.
Nothing to say. Go sit down next to Arbus.
Just sort of 1,000 yards staring down the hallway. Did we win?
Well,
I think we won.
yeah, seems like it.
They lost.
I guess. Well, cool. So that was easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
In the room here,
No, I do agree.
in the room here now, you can see that there's this pile of stuff down the bottom left. These leather straps, these bits, these lengths of wire and woven vines. They all seem to be components for something. All spare parts. None of it's attached together. None of it's connected into anything. It's just materials. However, Selwyn, coming in the room, seeking, you could also see that among them, kind of close to the back wall, there's also a small leather pouch.
I'll have a look in that little pouch.
Make me a perception check.
I will. In but a moment. Ooh, it was fast this time. 120.
With a 20, as you head over to touch it, you just barely notice that the entirety of the stash back here and the pouch itself are all marked, not with something visible, but with something that you can just barely smell, especially amongst the horrible, overwhelming, disgusting scent of these trogs. It appears to have been put there as a countermeasure, as every bit of this pile is almost trapped with this secondary scent. Now, you could carefully extract that pouch or anything else you wanted from this pile, but it would be akin to removing a snare or a tripwire to take a thievery
Right.
check.
I would like to, try that. My theory. Wait, 26.
26. It's not a particularly complex hazard here. It's very simple and seems to be a pretty rudimentary defense. It's easy for you to avoid picking up any of this scent on yourself as you extract a small pouch. Inside of it, this battered, rough leather, looking not really like anything that you've ever seen, any worked leather you've seen in your life. Incredibly thick, certainly not cowhide, and if it's tanned, it's done in a very odd fashion. The leather itself is almost blackened all the way through, like it's scorched rather than tanned. But you find 4 tiny green gemstones inside, as well as a little clay vial, maybe the size of your thumb at best, stoppered very securely with a wax seal.
I'll go back to the rest of the people and hand the vial over to Ara. Ask what's this?
I'll look at it. Looks like a clay vial.
Yeah, what's in it?
Looks like a clay vial is correct.
I kind of shake it up next to where I can hear. Sounds like a liquid, probably.
What liquid?
I don't know.
How do you go with this?
Not this. I don't know what this is. I hand it back to someone.
What does know how to? What is this?
Don't drink it.
Well, I'm not gonna drink it.
I don't have tools for that.
Huh.
No one ever bought them for me.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, the 4 gemstones, at the very least, while very tiny, appear to be surprisingly pure emeralds. You could probably sell for about 15 gold pieces each.
Ooh,
Very valuable, precious gemstones.
that is
Can I
very
have one of those gemstones?
For what?
Well, when I was trying to learn magics before it worked, it went a lot better when I had a precious stone.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sure. I'll hand her one.
Thank you.
If you put that on a sheet, I'll take it off the party loot.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on mine. 1.
Boop, boop. Let's push all the bodies out of the way. Pile them all up.
So with that, as we're marking the loot down there, the room doesn't really appear to contain much else other than the gear that the Trogs themselves were wielding, the massive great axe the Techlash had, and the pick, the mining pick, oversized digging equipment that Cell was using as a weapon. Each of them have a few javelins, if you wanted more of them, Zerg.
I forgot I had those.
I forgot we got those too.
Could fill up your javelin pouch a bit.
But otherwise, the room doesn't seem to lead anywhere, nor does there seem to be anything else here of use or interest or really anything.
Well,
No party.
I would like to keep moving if.
Should we not patch people up first?
Oh, I wasn't. Sure. Could do that.
You do have some injuries here. Lizard, and Selwyn all took some hits. They're just a little scratched, but nobody's nearly as badly injured as the previous fight. But you could take 20 minutes to treat the 4 of them with 2 rounds if you so wanted.
Or
Okay.
30 to treat it us twice. Or treat 2 of the people twice, and then the other 2 once.
Huh?
The fuck
Okay,
did you
so
say
10
to me?
minutes. 10
Yeah,
minutes for
was
the
that
first
English?
one, 20 minutes for the second, 30 minutes for the third.
Yes.
Right.
Wait. If you
Uh,
wait.
so you can
only
treat 2
twice.
people.
There's 4 people to be treated.
I know, but if you don't put people to full.
Oh, if you want to continue working, I see. Yeah,
Right, yeah. So you just, whoever's most injured, you treat first.
Roll me a medicine check, Arvis.
If we're hanging out a while, I'll just do the standard and.
No one's terribly injured, but up to you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the standard one.
Okay, so DC 15. Who's getting it first then?
It would be Lizard and Selwyn. And it's not rolling, so give me a second. It's 2d8,
Use the
right?
random number generator. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there it goes. Never mind.
It's a 19. You heal them for 2d8.
Yes. And rolling the dice. That might
Has
not be.
Roll20 even like said anything about the monstrous technical issues they're having?
Why not?
Oh, I think it went. Did it go? No, why did it roll another medicine check? I didn't even click it.
Ah, I see they did tweet that the issue has been resolved 15 minutes ago, so, well, that's cool.
Clearly. Oh, okay. There it goes.
15 health to Lizard Man and to Selwyn there.
Yes.
after a little bit more time to be able to treat Lizard Man, of course. And then another check for Zerg and Ara. What was
Okay.
the 15 that came through? And 2d8 to them as well.
Great. Well, that was instant.
Another
Nice.
12 health. Good
Yeah.
rolls.
Thank you, sir.
12 back to Ara and Zerg. And the afternoon is certainly starting to kind of march ever onward here, as we've spent about an hour, maybe a little more, in this tower so far. As you're working to patch up Zerg and Ara, something strange starts to happen.
Oh no.
As you look around, this room here looks with the curtains everywhere and the random bits of straw bedding. You can see behind the initial curtain from which the dinosaurs had come, there is a basket hanging from the ceiling, clearly filled with some kind of meat. Looks like the place they were training them. But you didn't really look around. You've been using this room for the same purpose, healing and then healing again. You notice along the corners of the floors, there was a moss growing. Kind of similar to what's on the pillars, but it's not glowing. It's a much darker, greenish brown lichen just along the floors that you hadn't noticed before. And after another minute or two, not quite fast enough for you to see it grow, it's nearly covered the entirety of the walls. After another minute, it's patched its way all throughout the floor as well. Almost the whole of the hall becoming enshrouded in this lichen.
Huh. Everybody is seeing this, right?
What happens to be an
Weird looking.
ooze, would it?
Well, if it's a news, it's the size of the entire hallway.
Oh no.
Yeah.
In that case, we run.
Deep. Oof.
It doesn't appear to is it just still continuing to grow and take things in? And
It's not really fast enough just not fast if you just see it growing. But like every minute or two, it's covered more area. And by the time you're almost finished touching up Zerg and Ara, it's patched all over the walls, floor, and ceiling, everywhere. Even growing over the top of the luminescent moss that was already on the pillars in the center of the room.
Miss Nature, do you know something about this?
do I? Nature?
Yeah.
Do I have any nature knowledge on this?
Give me a nature check. This
Got
doesn't need
you.
to be secret.
Doesn't need to be or needs to be?
Doesn't need to be.
Okay. I'll just roll it in. That's an 18.
With 18, as far as you can tell from the looks of the moss, it doesn't. Like the moss itself doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary. It just looks like normal lichen that you'd find growing on the underside of a stone or around the base of a tree. Moss certainly does not grow fast. That's the opposite of what moss does.
Yeah.
So it's more its spontaneous generation that is concerning and wildly out of character for any kind of a lichen.
I will pass that on to the party.
Probably some kind of dinosaur moss or something. I don't
We
know.
should just worry about that later.
Maybe it's something
Yeah.
to do with this stone.
Probably nothing to worry about.
I don't know.
You know, they always say, act first, think later.
I think
do
anyone's
you wanna
ever said
bin
it
it?
ever.
Who
So-
says that?
Healed up, you head towards the curtain that leads back out into the main hallway. And as you do, you see this hallway is entirely overgrown. Near a carpet of this moss, stretching across the ground all the way back to the dinosaur pens. And
Ooh.
even growing up around the base of these stacked pillars of stone next to you as you come out.
I want to run into the dinosaur room. Did it grow into there too? Are they eating it?
As you quickly head over to the dinosaur chamber to go take a look, yes and yes.
Oh no.
It seems to have permitted out throughout basically all of the tower. Whereas one of the Pinacosaurs is still kind of laying down. The one that's been watching you is just stomping around errantly, about a 15-foot area around it. The only place you've seen so far clean of this moss is it just seems to be licking up sheets of it with its tongue and just grinding in its mouth.
Give a quick little, and then I'm gonna go back to the party because they got fed. They got fed.
This is pleased.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good effect.
I'm glad they're not hungry.
I mean, we could probably use it too.
I'm not gonna give a response to that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. That's number 2 for me today. I don't mean to be offensive.
Who's offended?
Um,
I just didn't think people ate moss.
What are you doing, party?
So what is this wall next to us?
That is the series of 4.5 foot tall stacks of large rocks. They're not precarious by any stretch of the imagination. They are fairly sturdy boulders set together. But that said, it's just a stack of rocks. Heavy ones, but still just a stack of rocks. There is some space between them, which didn't look like it would be too terribly difficult for any of you to just squeeze through. It's functionally difficult terrain.
Well, I can go look through and see what's down that hallway.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would have a wall here unless they're keeping something on the other side of the wall. So I can climb up this wall that's right next to me, and then stay on the wall, so I don't have to like mess up the rocks because I don't want them to like fall over or anything.
Okay. So make me a climb check to attempt to climb up the walls here.
Okey-dokey. 31.
Jeez.
The smooth mud brick is near impermeable. Almost impossible to get any kind of a grip on, and coated with this slick moss that seems to give way to the lightest touch. A 31 will fail.
Okay, so I guess I will just slip. I will just acrobatics to squeeze through.
You don't have to do anything. You can just squeeze through.
Oh, I thought that. Okay.
It's just difficult terrain. You can fit through them. Someone and Arbus, the two that are peeking. Someone and Arbus, give me perception checks real quick.
All right. We'll do.
Are you
We'll
both?
do.
Are you experts in perception?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone is. Arbus, you an expert?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me perception checks.
That is a 2.
That is a 16.
With a 16. Arbus, you would just barely notice as Lizard goes to move through and you're looking, a thin tripwire drawn between the stacks of stones.
Stop, lizard.
All right.
Look at that. Pointing it out.
Can I step over the tripwire?
Now that you know it's there, you could very cautiously attempt to avoid it, yes?
Perfect. I will do that.
Alright. And as you very cautiously climb over this tripwire, the group of you hear a strange, almost brief sucking noise as Lizard Man steps directly into a gelatinous cube
What?
on the other side of the stack.
It was flat on the ground? Like the T-1000?
No. It's standing. It fills up basically the whole hallway. He just walked
We-
into it.
We didn't check for the moss.
It's
on the
nearly
walls.
invisible.
That's right. They can turn invisible.
Now,
It's just very clear.
I'm gonna need some initiative here, and Lizard Man, you are automatically grabbed.
Okey-dokey.
Let me Hey, the QB boy. Numbers. Let me get the initiative table over yonder. Not particularly fast. It is a blob. Fast is not the thing that it does. It is a blob. So as you step into it, Lizard Man, you can almost immediately feel the acid. What is happening? You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Roll 20 is just continually rolling infinite d6s.
Nice.
Please
Fixed
stop.
20 minutes ago.
Bye,
Please
Lizard Man.
stop. Okay, it stopped. It just rolled like 20 of them, but just one at a time. Like, what's happening?
Goodbye, Lizard
Lizard
Man.
Man,
Forever.
you take 7 acid damage, and I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Okay, a 7. Let me get a fortitude save at first. 24.
24, you feel your body lock up. Your nerves burning for a brief moment before your whole body starts to go numb and you almost become completely unable to even move. You just barely are able to resist it and can still act and struggle. Arbus.
Boy. Can I recall knowledge on these things? Is there
You
anything-
sure can. What's your occultism?
Oh, crap. That's a 0. What do I know about him?
It's a gelatinous cube.
All right.
Holy crap, you actually passed. Wow. Okay, so roll a 18. That's the DC. So this is a gelatinous cube. You'd been warned about this somewhat. This is exactly what Reginald had spoken of, what he suspected. This is exactly what they do. They are nearly invisible while stationary. Clear cubes of incredibly acidic gelatin. They're not sentient. They don't even think or act. It's less alive than the moss that's growing across the walls and the floors. But this is how they subsist. Stuff walks into them, or they slowly ooze into stuff, pull things into their mass, and dissolve them. Just separating them into proteins and nutrients with their incredibly powerful acid. And you know that the acid of their body also is an incredibly powerful paralytic agent, making it exceedingly difficult for its victims to escape.
Well, that's really dire. So, boy. I gotta try it. Hands at my sides, whirling dark cloud over top of the gelatinous cube. I'm gonna attempt to hit it really hard. Free my friend with a Tempest Surge.
Alrighty.
Sure,
I
it
think-
doesn't have very good reflex. That's what I'm going
It does
for.
not, no. It is a blob.
Right.
It is going to get an 11 on its reflex save.
Oh, that's one off a crit fail, but it fails.
So as this lightning surges through it, you feel it takes a good deal less damage than it should. The acidic gel is also quite resistant to electricity.
Wow.
So it's functionally immune to the persistent electricity damage because that can't hurt it.
Okay.
But it is clumsy somehow. Not immune to that, so. All right, Zerg.
So, I mean, Arubus knows all that, but Zerg doesn't, and no one's telling him otherwise. So Zerg's going to run up and punch it.
So as you step forward through these stones, you stumble into another tripwire, and a deafening blast racks through the hallway. So loud that I am going to need a fortitude save from everybody. Actually, not
turn.
Artis. Artis is far enough away.
What kind of save, sorry?
Fortitude save.
I see. That's a hot one.
Oof.
Indeed.
A lot of 3 23s and a natural 1. So everybody is immediately deafened. This sound blows out your hearing completely. You are completely deaf except for Artemis. In addition, Selwyn takes 3 sonic damage from just the sheer force. But Zerg, go ahead and give me your attack roll.
Nat 20, 31.
But 31, it's the blob. The block is the whole hallway. It is absolutely 0 difficulty for you to punch it. It's not the challenge.
14. Bludgeoning.
Now, unfortunately, it has no vital points. It is immune to critical hits.
Oh.
So it is just going to take 7 damage
Okay.
from your strike. And you can feel an almost immediate bit of burning in your hand as you strike it. Pulling away quickly enough, it does no damage, but it's painful to touch.
Is that? Do I have another?
You have 1 action left.
Action.
You've moved and you struck.
Punch it again.
Punch it again.
Quick thinking. It's Zerg we're talking about here.
No. No.
Correct.
Get them all out now, buddy.
6.
Feels bad. Immune to crits. Natural 20. Natural 20. Yeah, that sounds about right.
My lizard.
Sounds about right to me.
I'm gonna get you, lizard.
All right, Lizard Man. You are grabbed. You are slowed 1. You cannot breathe.
Okay, fortunately, I do not need to breathe for the next 25 minutes. So, I'm fairly okay with this.
So you can
I
attempt to either... You can still attack. You're held here. You're grabbed. But you can still swing and just try to damage this thing. Or you can try to force your way out by escaping just like you would a grab.
do I feel like I'm slowly burning away, or just can I just not breathe?
You don't really feel much of anything. You'd be numb.
Oh, I feel fine. Okay, I'm gonna take the Zerg approach here. I feel fine, and just start like slashing my way through this thing, trying to cheese grinder it, kind of whipped cream approach. With a nice oof, that was pretty bad. Okay, I'm gonna hero point that. That brings me down to 4 hero points, by the way.
I have to change one. Lizard
You
Man
certainly do.
down to 4.
Oh, I'm on 4 too, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
let me get used to then.
Okay, so
I'm
for
on
5
4 too.
damage.
You have 4 too? Okay.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
thanks everybody. Let's fix all these real quick. Get your plus symbols off. Alrighty, so you strike it for 5 damage.
Yep. And then I will strike it again for 14.
Second attack. So minus
And
4.
then,
So
oh yeah, 10.
10 hits.
And
Yeah,
then
you're
minus
slowed
8,
1.
12.
You're slowed 1.
Oh, slowed 1.
You only have conditions are happening. So the 14. What kind of damage does your claw attack do?
They do slashing.
With that second swing, with that hit of 9 damage, you would actually be able to cut yourself free. And you would slash hard enough that you, and I guess you could choose either direction really, you just fall out of this cube.
Yeah, this is fine. That's a good direction.
Into another cube. Make a fortitude save.
Stop it.
Okie dokie.
You stop that right now. I object.
18.
You are also paralyzed.
Oh my god, the whole hallway is cute.
So, as Lizardman cuts himself free, you feel a brief moment of burning as you cut out and the numbness fades and the acid burns before you flop into another cube. Slightly further down the hall, this one, a stronger agent, you see Lizardman freeze completely as he floats into it 10 feet down the hall.
Okay, so it's not actually 25 minutes. You can hold your breath for 25 times as long as usual before suffocating.
Well,
So I don't know how long that...
I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure it is your con stat. I think that's one of the only things. Drowning and suffocation, I guess real quick. It is 5 plus your con modifier. So it's
Okay,
so
so
many
8.
turns as to be irrelevant. But you
Okay,
also
okay,
take 8 more acid damage from being engulfed by the
Okay.
second cube. Never expect cube number 2. Ara.
True, I did not expect cube number 2.
Question. Can I target lizard with a spell?
Yes, you can see him. The cube is literally completely clear. If the spell needs line of effect, you cannot. So I guess the answer will generally be no, actually. What are you looking for?
I want to reach spell resist energy onto lizard.
I believe resist energy, you just are welling directly into a target.
It's normally touch, but I'm giving it a range of 30 feet.
If it's normally touch, then I'm going to say it would need to get to him. I'm going to say no. You'd only be able to
Yes.
cast it on the cube, because he's wholly engulfed.
That's not good. Well, I'm gonna step forward and slap Zerg on the back and say words I don't hear. So what's the penalty for casting a semantic spell?
It is
when you can't-
it's a verbal.
spell.
If it's verbal,
Yep.
it's a DC 5 flat check. So just roll D20. If you get 1, 2, 3, 4, you lose the spell because you fuck up the incantation where you can't really hear what you're saying.
Well, I can never hear what I'm saying. I was a roll
You
of 7. Yep. And then I give him acid resist 5.
Alrighty. So, you would just feel tiny stick hands touch your back because you've got you can't hear him at all. You can't hear his normal incantations. You are all completely deaf here except for Arvis, who's the only one who would actually hear this.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then, Cube here is gonna slowly sort of expand and almost just fall down onto Zerg, attempting to pull him in as well. It's not fast, but it is massive, and you're kind of stuck between these little pillars. It's going to be a 28 to touch you.
28? Yeah.
How much
yeah,
resistance
yeah.
does he have?
5.
5? So, you're going to take no damage, as you are now resistant to energy.
And his gear gets it too.
Fair enough. But make me a fortitude save.
Fuck you. Hero point.
Jeez.
That's better.
It's another 20.
That's you just dumping the 20s here. As it kind of wipes across you, you basically feel nothing. And then it attempts to just kind of ooze forward onto you entirely. Need you to make me a reflex save. As the whole cube comes rolling forward.
19.
The 19, you would just barely be able to back out of the way through the stones here before it connects. So,
I hates it.
I'll step up to here and stab at this cube and find out what I'm positively dreading. 15 for 9 slashing damage.
well, the good news is a 15 will hit.
Bad news.
Yep.
The bad news is that 9 damage isn't going to take a terribly massive chunk off of its health bar there.
No,
He is
And
not in
now-
any way resistant to slashing.
that's good. But now here comes what I'm afraid of, because that was a very big thing in 1E. 18 for another 9 damage. 2 of those being the sneak attack.
It is immune to precision damage.
That's
There's,
what I
uh,
was afraid
Yeah,
of.
there's nothing to precise. It's just one contiguous block.
Yep.
So
I'm
I'll
just
take-
cutting through this like a
You're slicing
big
away
thing
at
of
it, and it
jelly.
seems almost wholly unaffected.
7 damage.
Arvis.
Okay. I'm gonna step right here behind Aura, and I'm gonna boop Zerg on the back of the skull with my staff, my staff that Reginald gave me and give him Magic Fang for his fists. Punch this more, Zerg. You get the.
You get 2
Plus-
d4s on your fist now.
Yeah, and you get +1 to your striking. And
He already has that.
okay.
All right, Zerg. Around
Contributing.
now, the silence in everyone's ears to start to replace with a heavy ringing. Painful and unpleasant, but you're no longer completely deaf anymore.
Good. Let's take a swing at the cube. 14.
14 will hit. It's really not hitting. It's not the challenge.
So I get 2 of these.
You get 2. Yeah, you just get the d4 twice. So it's that 6 plus another d4. You don't get the +4 again. You just get the die.
I'll just
Yeah,
roll a
you
d4
just
then.
roll
Here.
another bonus dice.
Which is another 1.
So
Woo!
7.
7 damage. 1 punch.
Let's go again. 18.
18 hits. Well,
Is that
14,
Magic
but still
Fang?
hits.
Magic Fang lasts for both hits? How long does Magic Fang
It
last
lasts for a minute. It's lasting for 10
Yeah.
turns.
8 plus 10. Well, 10 total.
Yeah,
Not
he
8
puts.
plus 10,
I
because-
got you. 10 total. 1 action
Rolled.
left.
Fuck it.
He's
Okay.
swinging. Oh,
I fucked it.
So in the back here, you still can barely even make out where the cube is, but you see Lizard Man just start to slide away.
no!
Lizard Man, you take 8 more acid damage and can make me another Fortitude save.
Okey-dokey. 14.
You are
But
still
I can hero
paralyzed.
point it.
Oh, you can.
So I have 3 hero points.
I got you now, because I can see it when you're below 5.
28.
With a 28, at the end of the round, you managed to, through fucking fear, force of will, whatever, get yourself barely moving again. You're in complete darkness. You can't feel anything. It's like a sensory deprivation chamber. You can't see anything. You can't feel anything. Everything is just black. But you managed to overcome the paralysis. Ara.
These things go all the way up to the ceiling, right?
Yeah, this whole hallway is about 10 feet around. It's pretty much the size of a gelatinous cube.
That's not good. Ara's panicking. He's gonna take a step back, and you know what? He's not even gonna take a step back. He's just gonna do it from right here. He's gonna produce flame.
Fuck it!
He's gonna produce flame on it for 15 to hit,
15 will hit.
9 fire damage,
Burning away yet more of this jelly.
and then elemental toss.
As much fire as
20 or 19 to hit
19 also hits.
for 11 fire damage.
11 just won't bring it down. And it too just kind of starts to slide away. Selwyn.
I'm gonna sprint after it.
Well, around the corner, the
Yeah.
torchlight ends. It's sheer darkness down that hall.
What do I see with low light vision?
You see the edge of the light right here. It looks as bright as everything else.
Oh.
With low light vision, I'd say you'd be able to make out that this hallway seems to go straight down another at least 15 or 20 feet or so, but you can't see Lizard Man or anything in the distance. Low light doesn't increase your vision range anymore. It just means dim light doesn't exist.
Right. Well.
What do you do?
I'm
What's your
going
reaction there?
to, I'm going to telekinetic projectile down the hall. Try to hit.
Alright, as you just toss something. In this hallway, there's actually not much to throw. What are you throwing? First time it's actually been an issue.
In that case, I'll throw one of my short swords.
calculate projectile to launch one of your precious swords. Give me the attack roll.
Yes. 22.
22, and then give me just a d20 50-50 for concealment. For total
right.
concealment. 11 plus. I'm not going to make you pick a square because it takes up the whole hallway.
Yeah, 17.
With a 17, you shoot your sword down the hall into the darkness.
Should I
You
roll
don't
damage?
hear it clatter down to the ground. Roll me your damage.
11.
Everyone just sees it fly off into the darkness. You don't hear much of anything.
Yeah. And I'll I'll ask for a great plant. We need some light. I
Gray's
can't
still holding a
see
torch.
shit.
Arbus has still got a torch in her hand.
All right, please come light for me.
Oh, your turn, Arbus.
I'm gonna light for Selwyn. We'll start running. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy.
The rocks are difficult terrain.
Okay.
So you're looking like, here's 25.
Well,
Either of
20
these-
is
either of
my
these squares.
one move.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there's 20.
Let me double move then. To
There's 20, and you can get to one of these squares here.
I'll go to here.
As you run down around the hallway, you can see Lizard Man floating, barely moving. His scales, as clean as you've ever seen them, but a red, almost aura around him as his blood diffuses out into the creature,
No.
which is basically invisible in the darkness. One action
I
left.
got nothing for one action right now.
Zerg.
Zerg is going to move up next to Erebus. Can't see fucking shit out of this thing. And so that movement was one action.
One action, yep.
Zerg is going to move arm out,
Run to the wall.
right?
Okay.
And move to here first with arm out.
So we'll give you one action because you do this slowly and cautiously. You don't feel anything as you walk down this hall. So this is a point where I can call it. There is a seek action you can take as one action to make a perception check, either in a cone, a 30-foot cone, or a 15-foot area. So you can stop and make a perception check to try to look and identify exactly where this thing is.
Is there anything on the... Can I make a perception check just to see if there's any... I may as well try and see where this thing actually is. I'll do that.
Yeah, it's just
I'll
a
do it.
perception
I'll do
check
that.
an area, and anything that's in that area. You see.
Okay,
A 30-foot
yeah, I'll do
cone is
that.
just down the hallway.
Just roll a perception roll.
Yep.
15.
With a 15, it's impossible for you to make out where exactly this cube is. I mean, you can clearly see Lizard floating, so it's vaguely there, but the thing is almost functionally invisible. And Lizard Man just continues to ooze down the hall, back into the darkness. Now, Lizard Man, fortunately, you are no longer paralyzed right now.
So, that seemed to work pretty well last time if I can kind of claw my way out. So, I'm going to just try and shred this thing again. 32 for 8
Jeez.
damage.
Another.
With
Waste.
8 damage, you would manage to cut your way free from the thing.
Then I am going to sprint over here. And then sprint over here. And then
You are slowed 1 this turn.
Oh, so
you
I'm
can
gonna
get
sprint to
two
Zerg. Zerg! Zerg! Ah! There's invisible things around here! Zerg, other way! You're going the wrong way!
No, we got to go this way.
No,
Ara.
nope, that's a bad way.
Hearing lizard is not. A hearing lizard is a very reassuring sound. Never thought I would say that. I come here, and that was what? 5, 10, 15, 20. I
That's
can move right here. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just. I can't even see the dang thing. I'm just gonna throw a produce flame down the hall. If it sticks, it hits.
Yeet.
Why not?
What is the range on that?
I'm just gonna throw in at 30 feet down the hall.
Okay. And your fire flies down into the edge of your torchlight here before just sort of fizzling out, not seeming to have hit anything. Selwyn?
I'm going to hold. It's late,
Alright.
okay?
Arvis?
Ah! I am gonna hold out my hand and close my eyes, and some raindrops are gonna start falling on the lizard's head out of nowhere, perceivably. Cast a level 1 heal on him.
Okay. So D8 plus 8. $12 health restored to Lizard Man. So you can see that he seems to be almost a little smaller. Where his scales come out, it's almost been dissolved and flattened down a little bit as his body has been put through a rock polisher functionally here. Zerg.
Well, I mean, lizards just come out, so like, I'm glad you're okay, but we've got to keep moving. We cannot go back and stop. So, you stay here. I have a look.
And is going to sidle up to the corner here.
You've got a torch in your
And-
hand too, right?
I do, yeah, from when I
Yeah.
warded off the.
Yeah, you still have it.
And I'm gonna do a perception check here.
All right, so which way do you want to perceive? Do you want to perceive around this corner? To your left here, you can see that there is a stairwell that appears to ascend up to higher levels of the tower. The ceiling on the ceiling in here sloped to accommodate the size of this thing. But you look at direction. You basically pick a cone that you reveal.
I figure it's probably better to see if there's anything south ways.
Alrighty. So you look down to the south.
What do I see with the 12?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
All right. I'm gonna throw my torch down south.
Okay. So you're just gonna yeet this. Let me grab one of these here. bazillion
Athletics?
torches.
Throw?
Give me an attack roll.
Attack roll. How's that? 30?
That's pretty solid. With a 30, now roll me just a d20 for concealment, 50-50.
Sorry, what, sir?
Just roll me a flat d20, because trying to hit a thing you can't see at all is 50-50 chance. I'm not making you pick a square like you normally would, because if it's that way,
Right,
it's the
yeah, I'm
entire
just
hall.
kind of throwing it to get
Yeah.
more light, if anything. But if I hit something along the way with an 8,
Okay, so here is a torch. And as you toss this down the hallway, you pitch it up hard. It's sailing almost against the ceiling and clattering onto the, arcing up and clattering onto the ground there. I guess the throwing increment is really 20 feet realistically, so it'd probably be like here-ish as far as it would go. Still seeing nothing, but extending your light a good bit further.
I like to step in here.
Alrighty.
I'll move to here, and I'll take the seek action. see if I can spot this.
All right, so about 30-foot cone or 15-foot burst.
30-foot cone, I guess.
All right, just down to the south. Look at us haul towards the torch.
Yeah.
Berserk has yeeted this thing.
Or a 15. Ain't great.
With the 15, you can see that this moss that's throughout this entire tower now is propagating so quickly that even as the slimes roll over it, they seem to make no difference onto the carpet, making what would ironically normally be a fairly easy time tracking their movements almost impossible. And you don't see anything but this flickering torch in the hallway. No glints or any signs of the ooze and where it may have gone. One action left.
Do I see my sword?
Your sword would actually be on the ground right nearby you.
All right, can I pick it up?
But you can pick that up. It looks like it
Right.
would have been left. It's nice and shiny, but you never heard it clatter, so it was gently kind of let to the ground. And as you reach down and pick it up, you can see with a bit of almost a steaming shimmer some of the acid drip off of your blade into the moss around on the floor. A pool, light, not enough to affect you, seems to have no influence on your boots whatsoever. This here looks like a cube died.
Oh, go me. Good job.
But nobody sees anything, really. There's no sign of the
I'm
thing.
gonna. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna move us out of initiative for the time being because it's not coming back at you, and it's not visible. It's not apparent. Nobody sees it.
If that's the case, Zerg's going to go and pick up this torch again.
Fair enough. Need to go dark for a second while I switch it back over. There you go.
And then come back.
I'm going. I'm going to cast Dancing Light and sustain it.
I'm just trying to keep any vision is good vision, right? Trying to just see more at this point.
Yeah.
Now we'll get you one of these.
Whose
Little-
idea was it to come to this tower again?
Yeah, this place
druid.
is weird.
Oh,
Druids, man.
Hey.
okay.
Well, you're an okay druid. You're like one of the good ones. Apparently, most of them are just
No, I'm the
have
Stormborn.
terrible ideas.
There you go. You should be able
Which
to move
means
that
you're
one.
like the best druid, right?
I don't know about that, but yeah. maybe.
I'm gonna name him Frederick.
Who?
The Dancing Light.
Oh,
Okay,
nice to
well,
meet you, Frederick.
Can Frederick help us find the cube that left?
So it's,
it's
it's Arbus and Selwyn that are seeking. So as you kind of gather in the hallway here, why don't you two roll me perception checks one more time?
Will do. Whoops.
gonna send the light to the very end of the hallway. I don't know how far away it can be from me, so I'm gonna look that up.
Hot 23.
Just a
what-
moment.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, yeah, it was your last roll.
Yeah.
So
T-
Arbus, actually more than Selwyn, would notice that to your left here, barely perceptible, there is a section of the wall that is carved out, is detached from the rest of the wall, vaguely door-shaped. The whole height of the hallway, 10 feet and just as wide. A section with a barely visible seam.
Oh.
Hmm.
Tapping someone on the shoulder. Just
Yes.
pointing at the weird wall. Perhaps we should move. Or
Maybe we should. Where do we head? Do you reckon?
I'm gonna back up. And I'm just paranoid. I'm gonna tell why don't you throw fireball right there?
Okay,
Just
throw
in case.
fireball right there.
With no hesitation whatsoever.
Yep.
And a wave of produce flame. Mara, who has no idea what Artemis is talking about, throws a fireball vaguely against the eastern wall of the hallway. Wherein a spray of light and sparks, it just kind of splashes against the stone before fading into non-existence, singeing away a swath of moss. Or a patch.
That was a fun game, Arbus. What was the point of that, though?
Look, there's a strange in the wall. Maybe it was hiding here. I don't know, or maybe secret door could be.
Walls can't hide.
Well, the cube can. Maybe it's invisible.
Very good at hiding, I would say. Okay, so if you're saying there's a thing on the wall. Can I? Is this going to be another one of the? Okay, so I'm going to knock 3 times, and then I guess.
So Artemis can point it out to everyone. It's right about here. This is where she's indicating. Across from the stairwell.
What did we do last time? I can't remember. Is knock and a sitting pad. I don't remember what the pattern was. Oh gosh, my memory is terrible. Wait, what?
It didn't work, I didn't think.
It did work. Remember, there was noises from the other side that copied us back.
Yeah,
Remember that?
It did not work. The door never opened.
Oh yeah, but I made noise, and that's basically what door's for anyways. So I'm going to start, rapping on the door and try and, push and pull and finagle on the wall. I guess I'm just poking the wall.
You're just doing stuff. So as you push on this wall, the area that Aramis directed you to slides a little bit inward, about a quarter of an inch, instantly making it very, very visible to everyone as a whole 10 by 10 section of the wall sinks in. And from there, kind of pushing around at it, you can slide it to your left. And as you do, you reveal another chamber. Very large, seemingly untouched, the back of which is barely illuminated by your torch. It's completely empty, other than moss growing all through it, like everywhere else in the tower right now. But it doesn't have any stench of trogs. Nothing but the scent of stale air comes out. It seems as if this place has not been opened in, well, a very long time. The eastern side of the room is split into 4 rounded alcoves, making the back wall not exactly flat, which looks like they have something depicted in them, engraved with once paint, maybe largely worn away, but it's difficult to make out with the crap tons of moss growing all over it.
I send Frederick in.
With the room illuminated, you can tell the 4 images on these columns of the back wall appear to be other towers. They look very similar to the one that you're currently in, but each slightly different in shape and size.
I step in.
Tara, the Undaunted, does not experience the human emotion that is fear. Just wanders into the room. Nothing seems to happen. It's a large, empty stone room. Lizard Man
Zerg's
following
gonna
him.
come in.
And as you will step forward, Zerg, the doorway slides back out, and with a thud, depresses back into its original position, looking once more like flat, unbroken wall.
It's an automatic door. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna
Didn't
try
they
and.
have those at the Hermitage?
That's true. They did kind of have weird doors at the Hermitage. Do you mind opening the door again, Zig? Just press really hard and then move it to the left.
I can do this.
Zig!
Does he,
I hear them.
does he
Zerg
know what the
does
left
this.
is?
Zerg does this, and the door simply reopens.
Okay.
This is
I don't like this
Second.
place. This place is creepy. I'm getting out of here.
This seems like a good place for maybe safe sleep for a little while, get a little rest.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Okay.
No one
yep,
coming
okay.
in, they don't know we're here.
That's a great plan.
I 100%
like
trust
it.
this really weird room.
This safe
Yep.
room is good. It's like a panic room for rich people.
I bet that's exactly what they made this for. It's even got like pretty pictures and everything.
Oh no.
Wait,
Is there a button to open the door going out of here?
As everyone piles in looking around as the doors slide shut again. A quick investigation after perhaps a brief moment of panic would make it apparent that you can just as easily slide the door to the left from this side. You're not locked in.
Worried
But,
that we just killed ourselves.
but
Next.
Zerg actually seems to have a fairly wise observation. It's clear the Trogs never found this room. It's evident that they haven't been in here at all. They have no idea this exists. Regardless of who might find the remains of your battles, this seems like it could be a safe enough place for you to rest. The door seals pretty soundly. It doesn't even seem like the oozes could fit through here, though gelatinous oozes are very large and not nearly as flexible and able to contort as some other oozes. This seems a safe place to rest.
Good, because I'm sleepy. I think I have a little sit down over here.
Okay, I'll take this corner.
Like 1 in the afternoon or something like that.
So, with a lot of interesting encounters behind you, but everyone alive and only a few moments of sheer panic, the Circus of Wayward Wonders has found a place to rest, ready themselves, and prepare for next week, forging yet further into the heart of the Aaron Tower. Oh man, what a beautiful dungeon it is. Nobody expects the second cube. 0 people
was
in
horrible.
the history of humanity will ever expect the second cube.
You motherfucker.
We didn't see it coming.
I did suspect the second tripwire, though. I didn't say anything, but I thought the first one was a decoy, to be honest.
There is just the whole area has got several tripwires strung across every gap, all tied together to a single thunderstone that goes off.
Are there any square-like enemies?
Square-like enemies.
Yeah, because we fought
You mean
cube
cubes?
squared, and now I want to fight square cubed. The 3 of them.
Well,
I don't know. So we poured in a Borg cube. I don't know off the top of my head anything that would be workable for that.
It's okay, I got the joke out. It's all good.
But everyone has survived. And I'm sure next week the first thing we do is going to be 20 minutes of cautiously searching the other side of the door to make sure nobody walks out right into the surviving cube. Because is it better or worse now that you know there is definitely one of them just
There's
lurking
definitely-
somewhere?
Definitely
just-
better.
I'm super excited that a
Definitely better.
spell I wasn't expecting to use so soon came in somewhat of a handy if I could have got on Lizard. So
also
We're doing
works out
great
really
for
well
Zerg because
that
it
I-
made Zerg functionally immune to its attacks.
yeah, I didn't get a choice in the spell. I have to take it. So
Nice.
the only thought I had
Well,
of
you
was
know
just,
what to ready up for the next day as well.
I just thought I was going to be able to cast it on Zerg and make him resistant to fire as I just AoE fire on top of him.
It's okay. This
Also works out
this-
that I don't suffocate very easily.
It really
Lizard.
Of all
You
the people
guys
to get
have-
sucked into the cube, Lizard was probably the best.
Lizard was, I think, solidly the best person to get
Yeah.
sucked into the cube. Not
Yeah,
having
high
to worry
fort
about
saving.
suffocating and dying
Yeah.
is pretty solid.
And he does slashing damage.
And he does slashing damage. Zerg literally could not have beaten his way out. He does bludgeoning. You have to
I
do
hate it.
slashing to rip your way out with attacks. He could try to
Hey,
escape
nobody
normally.
underestimate how hard the Zerg can beat it, okay?
Zerg can beat it with the best of them, but that that doesn't make his hands slashing. No amount of beating proficiency no amount of practice, alone or with any of the sideshow helping him out, is gonna make him prepared to beat his way through a 10-foot wad of ooze.
Usually the ooze comes after the solid beating.
All right, that's it. Cashing the chips.
Yep.
We're done
That's
now.
gonna be it for us today, everybody. Chat, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Next Monday, we continue our adventures into the Aaron Tower. We managed to clear the northern half of the first floor. This is
Going great.
this is gonna be an adventure. This place. Oh boy. Good night, everybody.